Yeah, man. 7, 6, 5, 3.
Okay.
We have one live audience member this time.
Staring right
He's
at
already
me.
fallen asleep. We suck.
Welcome to episode 17 of I Wanna Hate It. My name is Alex. I'm joined by my co-host,
Brandon.
We are currently recording this episode on 27 November 2023 in Brandon's house.
In Florida. On Earth.
On Earth. For new listeners, the format of this podcast is divided into two major sections. A pre-watch section where we introduce the subject of the episode with some general information, then view a trailer and declare whether we want to hate it, love it, or think it'll be cheesy. Next, we watch the subject off-air and take notes. And finally, we record a post-watch breakdown recapping what we just saw so that we can definitively tell you, the audience, whether we hated it or not.
That's usually how it goes. But we derail. Speaking of derailing, Alex bought a whole podcast setup piece by piece, and that's what we're using today, and not the lavalier microphones.
So if it fails, it's on me.
But it won't fail because this is IWHI.
Yes.
We crush.
With Halloween. So in addition to the pre-watch and post-watch, we also have several segments such as Trivia and Goofs, List Time, Devil's Advocate, and a Death Battle this episode against the previous episodes. So with all that out of the way, let's jump right into the first segment titled
I Wanna Hate It, I Wanna Love It, or is it cheesy?
Alright, so in this segment we will discuss some basic information about the subject of the episode and declare whether we want to hate it or not. We'll pass judgment before we've seen it.
Judge a movie by its VHS cover.
And then we'll judge the movie afterwards by the movie. Judge a book by its book.
Judge a...
Pages?
Watch it, judge. Watch it, judge it.
Is it?
What is it? It's a movie that we've both seen growing up. We would go into the movie store.
Entertainment Tonight.
Yeah, Entertainment Tonight, Woodmore Lake, Michigan, 48189. And we would see the VHS cover all the time, and we'd never watch it, though, but it looked cool.
It did look cool. There's a forklift on the back cover where he's fighting a T-Rex with a forklift. And I always wondered what that was about.
Yeah, what's this about? But we never watched it. And I like dinosaurs a lot anyways. Jurassic Park's one of my favorite movies.
It is. It's
so
one of
I'll
his
watch
favorite
anything
movies.
dinosaurs, doesn't matter.
Yeah. So this is 1993's Carnosaur, rated R, with a runtime of 1 hour, 23 minutes.
Ooh, rated R. I didn't even know that.
It is.
Jurassic Park R.
So this is like...
Jurassic Park.
That's what it sells itself on.
Violence.
Genetic violence. Not that wussy little Steven Spielberg movie.
Yeah, it's sissy E.T. kids movie.
Family movie. It's
like
Carnosaur.
Carnosaur violence.
Carnosaur. So according to Wikipedia, Carnosaur is an American science fiction horror film written and directed by Adam Simon and Darren Patrick Maloney.
I like that name. Maloney.
Pat Maloney. This film stars Diane Ladd, Raphael Sbarge, Jennifer Runyon, and Harrison Page. It's loosely based on the 1984 John Brosnan novel of the same name. It follows characters Doc Smith and Anne Thrush in their efforts to thwart Dr. Jane Tiptree's plan to exterminate the human race with a lethal virus and replace them with their own genetically created dinosaurs.
Dr. Jane Tiptree realizes that she's a human herself, right?
That's the realization in the third act. She's like, oh no, what have I done?
Oh God, if I do this, I'm gone too.
I'll replace me with dinosaurs. I didn't know that.
The only thing I can think of is maybe she tries to put her own DNA with like makes herself with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But that's it.
It's
not a good plan.
I don't see how this is going to work out well for anybody.
It's like a Thanos supervillain. They'd be happier being massacred by dinosaurs anyways.
Just kill a lot of people for the good, the greater good somehow. The only people I recognize are character actor Clint Howard.
Clint Howard.
I recognize him because he's Happy Days film director brother.
Okay. Brent Hinckley as well.
He's also kind of recognizable. Okay.
2 recognizable characters.
So taglines.
Taglines would include driven to extinction and back for revenge. That's kind of lame.
Yeah, it's all right. It's
okay.
average.
Should be like, this ain't no plain Jane, Dr. Jane Tiptree.
Or, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tiptree or waiters. I don't fucking know.
It's a tagline.
And did it make or lose money?
Did it make money? Well, the budget was $850,000, which is estimated. This is U.S. dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Opening weekend U.S. and Canada was only $142,127.
Yeah.
Reported May 23rd, 1993.
But what was its overall gross?
The gross, though, is actually more than the budget, which, including marketing, is still over at $1.7 million.
Yeah. Okay.
Give or take. $53,979.
Yes. And I doubt this had like huge marketing, so it probably made money.
Yeah.
Because it has sequels. Generally, if it has sequels, they made money.
Yeah, and without doing research, I wish I knew when Jurassic Park came out, but I think it's right before this.
Jurassic Park came out the same year.
Same year? Well, what month?
I think we actually have that in the trivia.
Okay.
So
we'll leave that to the end then.
Bury the lead. Stay tuned, listener.
Yeah, stay tuned. If you're here now, stay till the end.
Yes.
We talk about ratings. How did it rate?
Got 3.6 out of 10 on IMDb.
Oh.
10% critic rating and 23% audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Certified gutter art.
Gutter art. Gummo.
Does not have a Metacritic rating, so that bodes well. And awards and nominations. What did it get?
Well, the cover of the VHS tape says it got the, quote, Golden Scroll Award from the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror. Interesting. Reviews. Critics.
So Scott Meslow of The Week called Carnosaur bold for inviting comparisons to Jurassic Park despite its limitations. He described the film as a cheaper, stupider, bloodier, crazier version of Jurassic Park.
I read that as stupidier.
Stupidier.
Stupid because it said bloodier right after?
Yeah.
Stupidier, bloodier, crazier.
Crazier.
Wikipedia says that the original book's author hated it. Pierce Brosnan credited Carnosaur with raising awareness of his novel, but stated that the dinosaurs were laughable compared to those in Jurassic Park. Of course. And I quote, I will no doubt take the lead in shouting abuse at the screen. Maybe they butchered it. He didn't like the direction and everything.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, obviously I've never read the book, so maybe it doesn't fit the book either.
He just thinks the graphics are cheap.
He wanted to be Jurassic Park. Well, I could have been Jurassic Park.
My story is better than Jurassic Park, but your movie sucked.
Yeah. Honestly, that would be cool if it was a cooler vibe than Jurassic Park, but they didn't do it justice. That'd be cool. This might be my next favorite dinosaur movie. I don't know.
We're going to find out.
Going to find out today, finally.
User HU6758 on IMDb in December of 2007 said, cheap, trashy, somewhat amusing movie from the producer of King of B movies, Roger Corman. 6 out of 10.
I wish I knew what Roger Corman did, but I'll believe user HU6758 on that one.
I think he's an infamous B-movie man. Like, he makes a lot of really trash movies.
Just,
like, good trash. Like, so bad it's good, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have Marvel top 10 Marvel movies all the time. You got to throw in some filler movies.
Michael H. Price, Fort Worth Business Press says, the anti-Jurassic Park. Meaner and more provocative, but intolerably cheap.
User Fat Freddy's Cat on IMDb said a Z movie with a B movie script. So would Z movie be worse? Like the worst?
Yeah, so it sounds like he's agreeing with Brosnan. Like the movie is even worse than the story.
Jeez. Then he said, come on, what did we really expect a worthy ripoff of Jurassic Park here? It's better scripted than the average Roger Corman Slaughterama, at least. Well, that's good.
At least it's better than the 2 sequels that followed.
Oh, yeah, I know. I learned that today. There's 2 more.
Roger Ebert named it as the worst film he saw in 1993.
Well, he watched Jurassic Park, and then after that, in comparison.
But Gene Siskel liked the movie and gave it a thumbs up on their show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they were like, Siskel and Ebert give it 1 thumbs up. That's it.
Yeah. Deserter news. Chris Hicks wrote that the film could have been campy and fun had it not been for its slow pacing and gore.
Well, gore's good, but slow pacing maybe not so much.
Yeah.
Okay. Scott Weinberg of eFilmCritic.com puts Steven Spielberg on blast, saying, Spielberg, take note. Dinosaur Attack should be gory.
Gore.
Which I agree.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
It wasn't all the way up until the newest Jurassic World 3.
Where they saw a dinosaur die on screen.
Actually killing him, stabbing him, all kinds of stuff.
Nice.
It does keep you in suspense, but at the same time, AA-12's Velociraptors.
I've always wanted to see Alan Grant take a Spas 12 and blow a raptor's head off. That's it.
That's all we're asking. I'm asking for it, too.
Variety's Leonard Clady compared Carnosaur to B-movie creature films released in the 1950s and surmised it was destined for a quick trip to the tar pits of video shelves and cable screenings.
Which is where we saw it.
On
the video shelf.
Yeah. We saw it in our tar pits.
Daniel Dockery of Sci-Fi felt that Buechler's work and creature designs were underrated. A review of In-TV Guide described Carnosaur as a low-budget attempt to cash in on the success of an expensive studio film, a.k.a. Jurassic Park, but still thought the screenplay was cleverly written.
Oh, good to go, Brosnan.
All right.
Leonard Maltin says, its only notoriety will be as 1993's other dinosaur movie.
So this whole movie is basically in the shadow of Jurassic Park.
Exactly, yeah.
That's what we're learning here.
Yeah, folks.
Probably largely why it didn't do great in theaters.
Probably if you're going to release a dinosaur movie, it's bad to do it in the year of the world's best ever dinosaur movie.
Because it's not going to do good.
Yeah. But we won't let these reviews taint our perception of the film before we give it its fair shake. So, Brandon, have you seen Carnosaur before a Saur?
I have not seen it, Saurus Rex. Not seen it.
Me neither.
Who picked this movie and why?
I feel like we both kind of picked it.
It's been too long. Kind of like Old Boy.
Yes.
That sin of a movie that we had to watch and sit through.
But this one wasn't something we dread. It was just something we saw on the shelf. And like we said, the picture of a forklift in a T-Rex is so enticing.
It really is. And just seeing the dinosaur itself. I don't know how the animatronics are. I'm picturing...
Or puppetry.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I'm picturing Godzilla, like in, what do they call that suit? Like the style of...
Kaiju?
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining. Just really cheap. It's not that bad, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure
It could be that bad.
Because I always don't want to put or suggest movies to us that we would actually really, really like. I could see me hating this.
Yes, we will truly find out if we want to hate it, love it, or
cheesy.
So
what do?
What is your pre-watch rating, Brandon, or me?
I can go.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna say out of 5 Brosnans, I'll give it 2 Brosnans. Before seeing it,
I'll give it a fair 3 Brosnans.
3 Brosnans.
But out of 100 genetic violences, I'll give it 40.
Okay. Do I rate 2?
Out of 100...
genetic violences?
Okay.
You give it 40?
Yeah.
To match my 2, I'll give it 30.
Okay.
Okay.
Solid.
But remember, these ratings don't mean anything.
These ratings mean absolutely nothing. The only thing that really matters is how we rank it at the end.
Exactly. And even that, it's up to us.
Even that
it's arbitrary.
Yes. This whole podcast sums it up.
That's right.
Okay. So.
All right. With all of that out of the way.
First segment out of the way. Now, next segment.
Hate or love or cheese.
So, want to watch the trailer?
I think we should. Because if we don't, we can't do this segment. I make it so.
I be.
Come.
Watch. All right. Carnosaur 1993 official trailer. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. Let's go.
New Horizons.
New Horizons. Yep.
Looking through a microscope at something.
Here's some dino DNA. Oh, it's
like some kind of lizard.
Yeah.
That could be a puppet. Oh, jumping at a cowboy.
Some cowboy got slaughtered in a chicken pen. Chicken coop.
We see a paddock. We see real quick shots. Dinosaur vision.
This is a raptor in a trash can or something?
Bursting out of an egg.
Wow, this is intense.
Wow, this is intense. Oh, there's a puppet. That's
alien
for sure.
Flamethrower guy.
Forklift. Cheesy little toy forklift.
The dinosaurs look like they're toys.
They do. Men in hazmat suits. Blood, violence already.
All the dinosaurs Armidosauruses.
They are.
So this is clearly not your Hammond Park
Carnosaur. Oh, there's a little jab at...
He'll make a great theme park?
Yes. A little jab at Jurassic Park there.
What was the line?
It's like, that'd make a great theme park.
That'd make a great theme park. I'm kind of disappointed. Just
already?
Oh,
no.
So I've never actually seen the trailer before.
So,
wow.
What are your thoughts now?
Kind of changed, but I think I've settled at a good number. I'm glad I picked what I picked.
Yeah, me too. Well, you're probably more
I don't want to hate
on.
it, but...
I'm more optimistic this one. Try to keep my mood up, but we'll see. So that concludes the pre-watch portion of our podcast.
Woo-woo!
We shall now watch it. Take notes, and we'll be back with the breakdown after this brief intermission plays. Roar, roar!
Into the long grass! Shoot her! Shoot her!
And woo! We watched Carnosaur.
Roar!
On your projector.
In Florida, in my living room.
This next segment is the breakdown.
I like the breakdown.
Yes, we're watching it, so you don't have to. We're going to break down the plot from opening to closing credits, so spoiler warning from here on out.
That means if you don't want to hear what happens in the movie because you're going to watch it, don't listen.
We'll try not to go on too many tangents, but no promises. We shall also attempt to wait until the end of the segment before revealing our final judgments. Now, before we begin, Brandon, I want you to randomly call me a fuckface or other curse word of your choosing before the end of the episode, okay?
Deal. So you told me to call you a fuckface or whatever curse word.
Yeah. So
Let's begin the breakdown.
Let's begin the breakdown. So, the movie begins with the New Horizons company logo with footsteps echoing. It's coom, coom. Just black background, some intro credits of some names. And then we get into real-life footage of chickens being butchered. So it's tasteful right off the bat.
It's really good. It kind of sets up the scene.
And we just see some 90s computer screen DNA sequencing nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
And in the DNA code is some more credits, like producer, director stuff. We see Advanced Research Projects Administration in some kind of secret, shady military war room. It's on-screen text. Then you saw a Coca-Cola ad placement.
I did.
Apparently.
During this whole time with the text and the chicken slaughtering, there's Predator heat vision in the background.
Yeah,
it's very 90s.
It's super 90s. Super 90s.
If you were to picture a movie in the 90s, this is it.
These secret shady military corporation people are talking about a Dr. Tiptree.
Yeah.
That's who they're discussing at this round table. And we see Tiptree for the first time in a big room filled with monitors and controls. So I'm going to call it the monitor room. So this is actress Diane Ladd, and she's portraying Dr. Jane Tiptree.
So it keeps cutting to chickens slaughtered still in between the text and Tiptree. So it's like, it feels like kind of like Jurassic Park in a way, where they're trying to explain things, but then it's these shocking images in between it.
It's a lot clumsier. They don't have a Mr. DNA.
Oh, Mr. DNA, where did you come from? From your blood. Bingo. Dino DNA.
It's very difficult to not compare to Jurassic Park just because knowing it came out the same year and it's my favorite movie of all time. I want this to be good, so I'm comparing it a lot.
Yeah, so that's going to be a running theme is this gets unavoidable comparisons.
Yeah.
But it keeps cutting to chickens. So I think we're at some kind of bio-chicken research farm. And I keep saying code name infinity symbol Eunice on everything.
Okay, I missed that.
Is like, I guess, the cover chicken coop factory. And it was at this point that I noticed that this movie has a lot of on-screen text. It loves its on-screen text. But this bright green screen text never stays long enough to read any of it.
It doesn't. You can read the top 2 lines maybe.
It's got 4 lines.
Yeah, 4 lines.
I can't get through the first line before.
Imagine reading 4 sentences in a row in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
You can't.
And so Jane Tiptree, Dr. Tiptree, is watching two men enter this chicken coop on the monitors. And we see the chickens are getting mutilated. Then we see a row of chicken eggs. And amongst these chicken eggs is a giant...
It was a Yoshi egg.
Yeah. Yoshi! Yoshi! And then we see from green Dinovision from within the egg, it's hatching, attacks these men.
Well, we have to assume it's Dinovision.
Yeah.
It could just be a terrible camera work and editing. I think what they're trying to tell us, it's a creature.
I think so, because it's neon green vision.
Yeah.
And then next, a guy shows up to the Purex poultry plant to deliver his cluckers. You said.
Yeah, he said cluckers. I got to get these cluckers delivered.
One of the poultry farmers is Clint Howard. I guess Dr. Tiptree is using the Purex poultry plant as a testing ground for her evil dinosaur science.
I know you didn't say it because you said Purex, but I just imagined you said P-Rex. You know how there's a T-Rex? It's because there's some kind of other...
Some kind of rooster T-Rex.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Poultry Rex.
P-Rex. Poultry Rex.
So more random titles pop up on screen again. Rapid fire. Next scene. As chicken truck driver hears a noise. So the cluckers are like exploding in the back of the truck.
Yeah, literally like they have M80s installed into them. Like they swallowed an M80.
Gets out to check on them with a flashlight, and again, Dinovision.
Yep, Dinovision.
First-person shooter we see.
Did you notice in the Dinovision, besides it being green and like really shaky footage, that it was actually pixelated in a way?
Was it?
It looked like they filmed it on something else and just made a green filter.
Oh man, maybe they're robot dinosaurs.
That's what it felt like, because the footage wasn't smooth. It was like chunky.
Yeah.
So it was weird. It looked like surveillance almost. But they're not robot dinosaurs, or are they? We don't know yet.
Nanomachines.
Son.
Yeah, Dinosaurs.
So, Brandon, you said the green computer vision looks like they're simulating what a dinosaur would see with its first kill.
Yeah.
We see an extreme close-up of the dinosaur hand puppet eating sinewy truck driver meat.
Okay.
And then we match cut from that to Alfred E. Newman, the mascot of Mad Magazine, for no reason.
For no reason at all. Because it's a mad world. It's a mad world.
So I couldn't seem to find any connection between the director, Roger Corman, and Mad Magazine. I was trying to see if there's a reason for this. So it's a recurring motif.
Could just be creative direction. Maybe the director, or, at least when I made movies in school, like maybe symbolism. That's the only thing I can think of. Maybe symbolism.
The closest I could find is Italian Wikipedia said the director also included a tribute to satirical magazine, Mad Magazine. So
maybe he dislikes it, or maybe it got him through a dark time, or who knows?
Yeah, got him through a dark time, Mad Magazine.
Yeah, Mad Magazine got me through a dark time. That's a quote from somebody.
Oh. Anyway, more text. So we're in a Night Watchman's trailer. It says this, I guess. It's a Night Watch trailer. A guy's watching TV while wearing sunglasses indoors. This guy's our protagonist, whom neither of us knew the name of for the entire duration of the film.
I was literally about to say I thought you were going to say neither of us knew he was the protagonist.
I presumed his name was John Carnosaur. Brandon was calling him Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
But IMDb says the main character's name is actually Doc Smith, portrayed by actor Raphael Sbarge. I tried to look up how it's pronounced. It's pronounced Sbarge, as far as I can tell.
Okay.
He hears trespassers, which I guess he just drunkenly goes out and shoots a rifle to scare them off.
Yeah. But he did scare most of them off right away.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh no, don't kill us.
As we'll find out, this movie doesn't explain anything. Brandon keeps saying you have to take everything for granted.
The whole movie, you have to take it for granted.
So I just I'm sure the green text said what it was, but since it went away so quickly, I think he's just a night watchman for a garbage dump.
That's what it seemed like.
He gets into some farm equipment after chasing people off his farm facility thing, but it won't start, and then you hear an audible, "Oh."
Yeah.
And he's like, come on out, pointing a gun at a girl in a burglar attire wearing a ski mask.
Yeah.
And she willingly surrenders, and he takes her mask off, and she's a beautiful blonde actress.
Right after this is where I literally had the epiphany that you can't take it for granted, because they did not explain at all why it was so easy, other than maybe she's a female and he's a male. But that's assuming why she gave up.
Well, he has a gun on her. He has a gun trained on her, that's why.
It was just weird.
I don't know why they would be burglaring a trash dump, though.
I don't know.
He's going to go narc on her to the police.
Yeah.
We quickly cut to the town's sheriff at the crime scene of the, remember a scene ago where the chicken truck driver was attacked?
Cluckers.
Yeah, the Cluckers.
Yeah.
And so it's that crime scene, and it's suggested that a bobcat might have killed the truck driver.
Yeah, which is insane.
We know the truth.
We reveal the lie.
Brandon says, we see more titles, which is too much info to read before it disappears. Lol.
It's true.
I asked Brandon if he knows where the town takes place, the setting of the movie that we're in. Unofficial answer you said was Nevada, because you think you saw in V or whatever.
Right.
On one screen before the text blurbs went away too quickly. So let's say we're in Nevada.
Let's just say.
We now see the local town doctor. His name's Dr. Sterling Raven, presumably functioning in a role as a police medical examiner or mortician, because he's performing an autopsy on that truck driver. But he's definitely also the town's medical doctor. We'll find that out later. But Dr. Raven calls someone and says, sending them a wound sample.
He just cuts his arm off. He cuts a section of skin and sends...
Yeah, they're literally a chunk of meat. He's like, we're going to send them this wound sample.
It's a wound sample. I'm sick.
That's Brandon's pupper.
Yeah, the dog barked, coughed.
And next, mad scientist Dr. Triptree, because there's two doctors. The good doctor, Dr. Raven, and mad scientist Dr. Triptree.
Dr. Vulcan Raven.
Ravens aren't scavengers like most people think.
But Dr. Tiptree, mad scientist doctor, says the dino eggs are hatching too early and she didn't want this kind of exposure.
Yeah.
She's up to something.
So she knew stuff is bad happening.
Yeah. She's behind us somehow. Don't know yet. But we quickly cut to another scene of wacky drunk teens driving around the desert in a Jeep, right?
Right. It looks like a Jeep commercial. But they're promoting drinking and driving, because they are.
It's like, if you're a cool teen...
Buy a drink, buy a Jeep, Jeep it.
Jeep it.
That's the new Jeep slogan, Jeep it.
We begin to realize that there's a lot happening in this movie, and it's a fever dream.
Yeah.
Doc's...
Yeah?
Hate this noises.
Get you. All right, lay down. Lay down. Toddler. Stop. He used to freak out a lot more, but now he just sees it like a game.
So Doc Smith, that's our protagonist. 3 characters named Doc. There's Dr. Raven, Dr. Triptree, and our main character, Doc Smith.
Well, they're doctors. He's just a doc.
He's just a doc.
Yeah. He didn't go to as much school.
Yeah.
He went to doc school.
If you don't finish, they just call you Doc, not Doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
So Doc Smith has his rifle trained on the ski mask robber girl, but falls asleep, and she calls him a drunk and leaves.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Light work, got out of it.
So the sheriff and Doc Smith show up at Gaian Commune. Text on screen, of course.
How else would you know where we're at?
Doc Smith sees the ski mask robber girl here, and the sheriff asks him to ID her, the robber, and he sees her, but he says, she's not here.
Why?
And then proceeds to say, I'm going to deal with this my own way.
He's going to kill her.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It seriously sounds like. So he's going to kill her on his own terms.
So this is where I actually meant to say where you can't take anything for granted. This is the official part in my mind, because this is where they did not explain any reason why, other than I'm going to take care of my own way. But unless we miss something, he grabs the police to find her out because he figured out where she would be. And then he sees her and he's like, no, she's not here.
Yeah, he went through the trouble for
There's no reason to protect her at that point. So I didn't get it.
Okay, so we cut back to the Jeep kids, and then we cut back to Doc Smith again in his trailer, where Ski Mask Girl visits Doc Smith. Like, not in robber attire, just during the day to visit him, I guess.
Yeah.
To thank him for not ratting her out. And we find out her name is actually Anne Thrush, played by Jennifer Runyon. I guess he planned to murder her, but after she came by to thank him, she became his love interest instead.
At this point, though, do you remember, was he in, like, bad mode?
Elaborate?
There's a point where he's wearing, like, a leather jacket and shades. I feel like it's right here.
That's when we first saw him.
Okay.
The subtitles at this point say her name is Brush with a B, so this is a sign that the subtitles start to glitch.
You did see it?
It did say with a B.
Okay.
But they were AI-generated audio to text. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, It threw me off, because when I read Brush, I heard Brush, and that's when I told you, no, dude, it's Brush.
You believe everything you see on TV? Next random fever dream scene. We're about 20 minutes in now. The crazy teens in the Jeep are drinking and whipping the Jeep around graboid turf in the desert and mountains. And they almost drive off a cliff.
They do.
Yeah, they drive off a cliff.
They're drinking and driving.
That's the lesson, kids.
Yeah.
But no, they stop just before they die.
That's the lesson?
Then one of the hooligan teens takes a wee-wee break.
He does.
So there's 3 teens, one's taking a wee-wee break. The other 2 are like making out in the Jeep.
Guys, stop. I got a wee-wee.
I got a wee-wee, guys. He's like, okay, I'll get my wee-wee out. You get yours out.
Well, wee-wee battle.
Of course, he gets attacked by the dinosaur puppet while he's on his wee-wee break.
Oh, yeah. He smelled pee-pee and had to eat him.
And then the 2 teens inside the Jeep who are making out, the dinosaur jumps through their window and just mauls the hell out of them. Yes. Lots of blood all over the windows.
Yeah, it's a lot of gore. It's good.
And then we close up on the bumper sticker says, "May peace prevail on Earth." And then we cut to a shadowy silhouette of a baby dinosaur hand puppet. It's roaring into the sunset.
It is. That's what I'm saying. This movie has a lot of symbolism. Like they're trying to create impactful imagery and things. It's keyword trying, but that's
as far as I can tell, it's an anti-environmentalist message. That's as much as I gather.
That would be on point. Yeah.
We'll find out.
So
next random scene is ARPA in Washington, D.C. It's more on-screen text because this movie loves it.
Mm-hmm.
Subtitles started bugging out saying just, "You animal, you animal, you animal."
Over and over and over. Even after they say you animal, it keeps going. You animal, it keeps going.
So at this point, we had to turn that off. But we see a dinosaur puppet walking, and the girl banter in his truck until they see a mangled, twitching body on the ground, and then Doc Smith just stares at him for a moment. And this is the teen who went on the wee-wee break and must have crawled away from the scene of the crime. Brandon thinks he's infected with dino DNA because he's sick. And this teen, for no reason at all, speaking Espanol, she translates it as, "It's eating me." So there's now 2 police heading towards them. Shoot at the dino. They shoot it at the dino?
They shoot it at the dino?
I don't remember that happening.
So yeah, they do. They arrive and it either jumps at them or it appears real quick and they do. They shoot at it with their pistols.
Oh, it scares it off.
And then it gets away. I think that's where they reported it, and that's why later, not really a spoiler yet, but people are more aware of what's going on, killings and everything.
Well, they're aware something's going on.
Yeah, so I think this is where it really starts to pick up with that regard. It's like, there's something out here. We saw it. We shot at it. We didn't get it.
Yeah, it's a bobcat.
Yeah, it's a green bobcat with scales.
So next, evil corporate goons get assaulted by the dinosaur.
Yeah.
And so it's now bigger, and it reaches through the windshield and yanks them out of the vehicle. And then we get some meat dripping from its puppet jaws.
Oh, yeah.
And now back to some more on-screen titles. We're back in ARPA in Washington, D.C.
Not only meat dripping, but it was like a chunk of, they just threw chicken meat in there or like pork beef.
Sinew and meat dripping. And I call this guy Crazy CEO, man. He's just like bald and he's wearing like a 3-piece suit.
He looks like the lawyer from Jurassic Park 1.
Yeah.
Almost spitting image. But older, maybe.
But this is where it really gets fever dreamy, because he's just laying belly first on a table, like a foot away from a senator who's eating a nice meal, and he's like telling him, like, "Come on, you got to give us funding. Come on, man." What the is going on, man? Brandon says Chicken Research Man is feeding the senator goat embryo coated blueberries. Okay.
That's what he said. The guy tells him, the Jurassic Park lawyer looking guy, he tells him that it's goat embryo coated blueberries.
He really says that?
He does.
Fever dream.
Something like, "Little did you know that you've been eating blueberries covered in goat embryo." And he's like, "Oh, God, no." And that's,
So he's trying to distract them, it seems, so they can get on with whatever research they're doing past, get funding. So now Dr. Jane Tiptree is watching security footage through Securicam.
Yeah.
of a man in a dark room. Over the speaker, she says, "I'm sorry, Jess. Be angry. Allow yourself to feel angry." So I guess this man's daughter died at some point, I guess. But Tiptree says she'll be all right. She presses a button which allows the man to enter a new area. It's like a steamy pipe hallway with red flashing lights and a laser light show.
Very suiting for this film.
Super low budget 90s.
Yeah.
He touches a force field. And then the dinosaur, which I guess is a big T-Rex, is released from the force field. His hand gets cut off in a laser grid, and then the dinosaur eats him.
Right.
Nothing means anything.
Did you say that, or did I say that?
That's just
everything, yeah.
Thrush and her friends are on Smith's property just hanging out, which he doesn't take kindly to. So he points a gun at them, like, get off my property, you hippies.
Mm-hmm.
But then immediately gives up and, just makes fun of them for being vegetarian instead. Then he...
Wait, you guys look like them vegetable people.
Yeah, I guess you're hippie commune people, even though it's 1993 and we have a weird anti-environmentalist message. And anyway... He goes to the diner, Jay's Diner. Even that gets on-screen text.
Right.
And then Doc Smith is at the diner, and locals are talking about recent murders. So they're saying basically it doesn't sound credible that it's bobcats. And they're like, one idiot local is Clint Howard, and he's a farmer at that chicken facility. And what's the lady at the diner say, Brandon?
She said, "Must be watching those Italian flicks."
I don't know why.
I don't know why either. Is it they're violent? They're creature movies?
They're anti...
Those Italians.
Sicilian.
I guess so.
Doc Smith, who previously made fun of the commune people for eating vegetarian food, now asks if he can have a salad because he's falling in love with the love interest, I guess.
You guys don't eat meat? Wow. Wow, you suck.
Wow. I want to get in her pants. What would a hippie like?
What would it take? I'll take a salad.
Trees.
I'm in.
So we're about 35 minutes in, and we cut back to the commune people back at the garbage dump, and they're sleeping, just on his equipment, like caterpillar equipment.
Yeah.
And then a hilarious kaiju dino puppet walks up, and one of the hippie dudes says, "Greetings, green brother."
He does. I don't even know why he says this. Is he drunk or what?
Hi, I assume. I don't know.
Maybe. Greetings, green brother.
But then the Carnosaur hand puppet goes on a murder spree and literally eats this guy's face.
It does. Oh, it does. Yeah, actually bites his face off, the front of his face.
Yeah. I don't know why, but one of the girls there is tied to the caterpillar vehicle for some reason.
I'm not sure.
So she tries to kick the Carnosaur away, but it just eats her leg, of course.
Yeah, bites her foot and then pulls her leg off of her body somehow. Maybe it bit it. But what I thought was crazy is she screamed a lot and then just completely stopped and just watched it gnawing on her leg.
Eating her leg like a drumstick.
Yeah.
So next scene, Doc Smith finds the massacred bodies of the commune people at the dump. His workplace and his home. So luckily the only survivor is his love interest, Thrush. And she's inside one of the caterpillar vehicles, which is the only reason she was spared.
She thought to hide.
Yeah, she was just inside instead of outside. Again, cut to another scene again. Medical examiner Dr. Raven discovers that the wounds inflicted are getting larger. So either there's more than one attacker, or what he suspects is that the attacker is growing and real fast.
Yeah, that's what they say too.
Hinting that this is
dun, dun, dun.
Genetic violence dinosaur.
Of course, duh.
Yeah.
Implied genetic violence.
Yes. So about 40 minutes in, Thrush wakes up in Doc Smith's trailer. She finds his creepy drawings for some reason. And then suddenly, because he's not here right now, I guess he just put her in his house, his trailer, and then left.
We assume so.
So she's just moping around in his house, and then a dinosaur breaks through the window. So she picks up his rifle and shoots at it.
It was scary.
Which scares it away, yeah.
I was scared when it busts through the window. It made a really loud crunching glass smash sound.
Slow-mo glass breaking.
Yeah.
Doc himself, we see him driving up to the van of that evil corporation goons and finding them dead.
Yeah.
So he hears Dr. Tiptree talking over their radio, and I'm just now realizing that he found the girl, Thrush, unconscious, and numerous murdered bodies on his night watch property and his home. And instead of going to the police, he decides to leave her there and go on a personal dino mystery.
He said it earlier. He wants to do it his own way.
Yeah, but I thought he meant then just kill the girl. He just wants to do everything himself. So protagonist, Doc Smith, he's now dressed in one of the dead goon's uniforms, and somehow he got a stretcher. So he rolls a cart in with the dead goon that he took the clothes from.
Yeah, no explanation at all. It's basically like anybody that's played the game Hitman.
Yeah.
If you just put a new costume on, you're a different person automatically.
Works perfectly.
Yeah, no question at all.
I guess he has all the ID and stuff needed. But he just rolls the cart right up to Dr. Tiptree and surprises her at gunpoint, taking her hostage. So I guess this night watchman who works for a garbage dump is just taking it upon himself to put her under citizen's arrest and uncover this whole mystery by himself. So they go to her monitor room. At 42 minutes, Brandon said, and I quote, "Not necessarily a bad thing, but you have to take everything for granted in this movie. Things just happen and you have to be okay with it as there's very little explanation for anything."
Correct.
Tiptree says, "Oh, so you just got it too, huh? You got the fever?"
And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Doc Smith asks, "How do you know about it?" And she says, "Everything. I designed it. Blah, 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 T-virus." So she's being all mysterious and creepy-like. We cut back to the sheriff, and he's at his home with his wife, cooking breakfast. And she explains that she has a fever, and others in the town have it too. So dino fever is afoot.
Is it a Bronto foot?
Yes.
You can reverse, so I didn't ever say that.
I was just trying to think of something.
I was too.
Sheriff puts on an apron to help his wife make breakfast. She doesn't feel good, she's got dino fever. We see him crack a chicken egg open.
Yeah, and first it looks like goop. Like I thought it was black at first.
It's black-green slime.
Yeah.
And one of them has a living baby dinosaur and it's squirming around. So back to the evil headquarters of the corporation again. Back in that chicken coop of the evil corporation.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, we see Clint Howard just walking around eating chicken drumsticks. And he finds a mutilated chicken. And just after that, from the ceiling, a dinosaur head comes down.
Yeah.
And just pulls him up.
It pulls him up. So not only pulls him up, though, pulls his entire fucking spine out of his body.
Yeah.
So it pulls his whole spine, like it did Predator kill.
Yeah. Spinal cord and nerves, guts, and neck.
Yeah. Pulled right out of the skeleton suit.
Yeah. So Clint Howard's dead.
Yep.
Dr. Tiptree tries to have an evil speech with the protagonist, talking about all kinds of philosophical nonsense. Dinosaurs used to rule the earth. Humans are an infection, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Blah, blah. We've heard it before, lady.
Come on.
You're an evil villain.
We got it. But her receptionist video calls her on one of the monitors and says, "I'm not feeling so good, Mr. Stark." Thrush herself is shaking visibly from the fever. So everybody's basically sick with this fever.
Yeah.
We cut to the sheriff again, and he's showing the town doctor the little baby dinosaur from the chicken egg. And the doctor says the sheriff says it's grown threefold since this morning. Mm. And then we see that in Dr. Raven's local doctor office, a whole bunch of the townsfolk are just sick and shivering in his lobby.
It does grow fast, but I'm wondering, thinking about it now, if it grew too fast, it wouldn't be a problem. They would just have to hide and survive long enough for it to die. Yeah. It'd be like a normal virus. It has to run its course.
A lot of the science in this movie doesn't really pan out if you think about it.
Jeff Goldblum type character could have came on and just thought of that. And everybody's like, oh yeah, you're right.
Life finds a way.
Just burrow underground and hide from it until they die out.
Yeah. Everybody makes dumb decisions in this movie.
But this movie doesn't tell you anything that you want to know.
It's trying to go too fast so you don't think about it.
Exactly.
So Dr. Tiptree puts a device under the receptionist's tongue because she's now just in here with the protagonist and Dr. Tiptree. Tiptree says, "Right on time," menacingly.
Yeah, so the device she put in her tongue was a thermometer.
Yeah.
The temperature goes all the way up to 110 degrees, which from my understanding would easily kill somebody because their brain would fry like eggs.
She's not doing great, and
no.
Tiptree says, "How are you feeling now, Susan?" and has her lie down on a couch. And the protagonist is just fine with all this happening, instead of calling the cops.
Yeah. He knows he's the protagonist at this point.
Yeah.
He thinks he's going to be the hero.
Well, he has to handle everything himself, I guess.
Yeah, true.
And then she says, "I wish I could have spared you, Susan." Hero says, "What's happening to her?" And she's, he's helping comfort Susan, again, instead of calling the cops or EMTs or whatever.
Or anything, right.
Anything. So, damn it, dude. She's giving birth. All kinds of squishy noises, gack sounds.
Dino birth.
Tiptree just pulls something out, and Susan's dead.
Yep.
Oh, and now he should definitely call the cops because a woman has died in front of him giving birth to a dino baby. But
nothing wrong about that at all. Nothing out of the ordinary.
He's just following her into a science room with a shelf thing filled with eggs. And so now Tiptree's talking about, no. He makes a quip. He says, scrambled or sunny side up. And then he threatens one of the eggs with his pistol.
Oh, yeah. He's just a renegade, dude.
He is. She's got some latex gloves on. And, why not just let her go on with her experiments?
Yeah. Why not?
So more on-screen text, Federal Code Blue Temporary HQ, blah, blah, blah. Some government people are talking about Tiptree being the fairy godmother of military bioscience or some shit. Nothing matters.
Yep.
Next.
All right, so at this point, a wife and a husband are driving over a bridge into the town, and the wife is visibly sick, so he's just trying to get her some help. Mm-hmm. And they drive up to basically a blockade of hazmat suit people.
They're like soldiers with M16s, but they're wearing full-on yellow hazmat suits and gas masks.
So obviously something's going on, and they just tell them this is it's a hazard. Like, you can't come in here. We've blocked it all off.
This is a secret black site. We're Umbrella Corporation.
I think they did say it's government or something.
They are. It's government for sure.
Like they actually told them. They're like, anyways. So they're trying to assess the situation with the female and the male. They see that she's probably got the fever.
Mm-hmm. So they're like, we'll take her.
Yeah.
And then the man's like, okay, great. I'm going to just go now. Yeah.
And then he's like, we got a live one.
They point the M16 at him. And then they like, come with us, sir. Come this way. Yeah. Come right this way. And then this is kind of a cool shot, actually. It's like an aerial view. We see the hazmat troopers kind of escort him over. And then like 12 dudes in hazmat suits just blow him away.
They do. They look like they're going to help him. Note I made here, it looks like they called it a federal quarantine.
Yeah.
So yeah, they do say it's government. So the federal government has kidnapped a woman, a sick woman, and murdered in cold blood her husband.
Yes. So they're like trying to contain the virus.
Yeah.
So a scene or two later, the wife of that dude gives gross birth to a dinosaur fetus.
Birth to. So
a second nasty dino birthing scene. And the fetus just flops on the ground covered in green slime in front of the evil CEO man. Mm-hmm. And military general guy's there too. And then she vomits green ooze and dies, I guess.
Boring.
Tell me something I don't know.
I'm bored. This is boring. Chris Pratt says. Chris Pratt.
I'm bored. This is boring. I'm bored.
So next, Tiptree gives a big mad scientist speech again about how Earth is made for the dinosaurs, made to their dimensions. Humans are a cancer on the Earth.
Trying to paint herself as the hero here.
She's trying to justify
all of her crimes.
The unjustifiable crimes.
Exactly. The dino genetic crimes.
The
genetic crimes, dude.
The government is learning that Tiptree is most likely behind this, as she was involved with the bioscience, probably working for the government. So now the government doesn't want to get in trouble, so they're trying to contain it as they learn of the spread of this virus. And there are a few scenes where Dr. Tiptree is in full loon scientist mode, mad scientist. She's telling our hero...
Hero.
Hero. The plan.
Superman, you're such a superhero.
Hero.
Okay. Isn't that funny?
The human being is the worst and a disaster. Let's get something legible. So basically her thing is screw humans, dinosaurs are better. The audience just has to roll with it.
That's her thing.
So it seems like her philosophy, she's trying to win Doc Smith over, and it does seem to be working. He's just kind of like, wow, you're completely right. Meanwhile, the sheriff just rocks up to an empty street. It looks like Silent Hill for some reason, because the set is completely drenched in mist. And he's yelling in a panicked way. I don't know why he even gets out of his squad car on this empty street right here, but he yells, I got nothing to lose!
He does.
Come on! Come on out! I know you're here! Come on out! I'm waiting for you! Right here! Come on! Got nothing to lose!
And his yelling attracts a dinosaur, and he fucking shoots it in the chest.
I get Arnold Schwarzenegger and Predator 1 vibes. Come on! Kill me, I've nothing to lose.
Do it!
Come on, do it! Come on! Kill me, I'm here! Kill me! I'm here! Kill me! Come on, kill me, I'm here! Come on! Do it now! Kill me!
So, yeah, +1 to this movie over Jurassic Park. If nothing else, this is because I've always wanted to see, ever since Alan Grant picked up a Spaz 12 in the first Jurassic Park, I wanted to see this. So he shoots it in the chest, and he walks up about to finish it off, but unfortunately it stabs its third toe, raptor toe, through his abdomen. But he does blow its head off.
He does.
Straight
he ices it, which is nice to see.
It's nice to see.
Even though it would have been cool if it was more graphic.
It's pretty graphic. You see his head flying in chunks.
It's puppets.
I know. Better graphics.
Better.
It would have been nice to see it.
Upscaling, 4K.
Jurassic Park level quality.
Not N64.
Yeah. But we're back with the evil military government people discussing their evil dinosaur science. And they discuss saving the species. And I'm not sure if they're talking about humans or the dinosaurs. But then they talk about artificial wombs and shit.
Yeah, so it seems like they were trying to figure out if they could continue this without humans, because that was the big thing. Dr. Tiptree wanted to continue this to happen, but obviously they have to murder humans to do it.
My assumption is that they think this virus can wipe out the human race, and they're talking about survival of humans and stuff, but I don't know if the government's talking about we want to use this as a bioweapon or... But then they're also trying to contain it, and who knows what anybody's motivations are at this point.
Exactly.
So again, we're an hour in. On-screen text for the black site or whatever. Protagonist shoots one of the eggs to pieces and demands the serum. So I guess there's a serum now, a cure for the fever. Or he'll start making omelets.
That's what he says. He tells her.
So she does. She gives him the serum. And... it's, of course, more green slime. But he just runs away without shooting her.
Didn't shoot her, didn't say anything.
Didn't call the cops, didn't anything.
Yeah, she just lets him... It's not like she let him go, but it's just...
Well, what's she going to do?
Hand off serum, he's gone.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
So he just takes the serum and runs, and he's going down that same red laser pipe hallway, laser field, and he sees the T-Rex... So I guess it's time to face off against the final boss.
Final boss is happening soon.
But he runs away from the cheesy T-Rex, and he starts shooting out the lasers. He's escaping. But, again, no, dude. Dr. Tiptree lays down a blanket on the ground. Gonna give a third gross-ass birthing scene.
Yep, we already knew what was going to happen. The second she put the towel on the ground.
She put the towel. She lays down in the way when it...
No!
Brandon says, Tiptree's expecting to have her dino child, so she's infected by the fever too.
Dino child.
And you said no wonder this was outshined by Jurassic Park.
There's no way they could pick this over.
This is a creature feature.
It is.
So the protagonist, meanwhile, manages to escape the facility, and I guess he's atop a dam or something. But he sees the wall shaking, so this T-Rex is headbutting a concrete wall, and before it escapes, he manages to get back to his trailer with the serum to heal his love interest and prepare for the climactic final battle. So, back with Tiptree, she's ready to die. Instead of giving normal birth, which happened the other 2 times, this dinosaur bursts through her abdomen. So not only is this ripping off Jurassic Park, but it's also ripping off another famous sci-fi horror franchise.
What was really surprising to me is that the whole time this is happening, she's literally not really screaming that much.
No.
Like something's coming out of her chest.
Yeah, she's just like...
opened up her entire chest from the inside. She's like
cool.
Yeah, wow. My creation, my dino child.
The end of me.
The only thing I can assume with logic, since there's nothing explained, is maybe she already knew to put numbing drugs or heavy narcotics in her system.
Yeah.
So she couldn't feel the pain. But again,
it doesn't have to make sense.
It doesn't.
Take it for granted.
Just take the whole thing for granted.
So, Hero gets back to his trailer dump, and his sick love interest Thrush, she wakes up. She said she had nightmares about dino eggs hatching. So he uses a CB radio. So for the first time, he's like trying to get help for real. He says, breaker, breaker.
Breaker, breaker.
The truckers are talking over the CB radio.
She's like, do you know how to use that thing? Don't worry, I've seen it in movies. Breaker, breaker.
And they're talking about seeing a dinosaur, and then he mentions, like, Dinosaur Highway.
Yeah. Oh my God. I think it was like, didn't you used to call this thing Dinosaur Highway? Or did I hear something about that?
Yeah, he's talking about genetic memory or instinct or some BS about an ancient migration route.
They explained it too easily.
Yes.
It's got to be the genetic Dinosaur Highway.
As if it just genetically recrawls a 50 million year old migration route like it was yesterday. Yeah, right.
Alan Grant did say in Jurassic Park, you can't just suppress 35 million years of
genetic violence.
The T-Rex wants to hunt, doesn't want to be fed. Gut instinct, that's what he says.
Life finds a way.
Yeah, then Jeff Goldblum. Any line he can get.
All the lines.
Life finds a way.
That's Chaos Theory.
Oh, we're lost again? We'll find a way, just like life.
All right, so UNIS Food Sciences Division, more on-screen text. Cheesy, super cheesy music. The hazmat soldiers are inspecting the monitor room, seeing the remains of Dr. Tiptree, and then another scene where they go to Dr. Raven's doctor house, where all the sick townspeople are, and they just go in and double tap everybody.
Just mowing everybody down.
Yeah.
It was literally double tap, too. Just
efficient cleansing.
It was. Purge the unclean.
For some reason, they take pictures of what they did. Maybe.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Maybe they're sick, or they're sick. Yeah. I figured they use it for a cover-up, but
I don't know how that helps their case.
Every single person in here died of dinosaur hatching babies, and they were
that's what they wanted to cover up.
Twice in the chest.
So the government tried to cover up this dinosaur virus that the government was involved in. That's our cover story. Wait.
So somebody shot them 2 times in the chest, each of them. We were there. We caught it. We didn't. We were there. We caught it.
There's a patsy.
It's dumb.
Doc Smith injects his love interest with the cure serum, and she snaps out of the dino fever pretty quickly. But this is it, folks. This is the final battle.
Yep.
Cheesy kaiju dino time. So it's the first time in the whole movie that we see an entire Carnosaur's body.
Yes.
Without it being a hand puppet cropped out of frame. And boy, it does disappoint.
I thought you wrote it doesn't. But you're right with what you wrote correctly.
It's an incredibly cheesy stop-motion animation of a clay dinosaur stomping around.
Yeah.
Doc Smith puts his girlfriend in a forklift and kisses her, and then he gets in another forklift, and the Bobcat Corporation must have paid for product placement for some reason, because it's featured prominently on a bunch of shots.
Yeah, they'll like zoom away from the action just to show Bobcat, the logo.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk of Bobcat in this movie.
Yeah.
So we get what's on the back of the VHS. The forklift fight with the hand puppet dinosaur.
Yep, my childhood. Watching my childhood right now.
This is what we had baking in our brains ever since we saw it in the movie store, the rental store. So the scene consists of just close-ups of the actors reacting and shots of the toys. A forklift toy and a hand puppet.
It says. So if anybody's ever seen the really old school Cyclops movies, I think it was, what is it? The Odyssey? Maybe it's Hercules or something, but I just have it in my mind. It's a stop-motion Cyclops with one giant eye. But it's those graphics. It's not good, even for 1993.
Jason and the Argonauts.
There you go. Yeah, Jason and the Argonauts. So it's literally that type of graphics.
Yeah.
Just disappointing.
The choreography isn't great. The shots aren't lined up. It just kind of looks like they edited whatever clips they had together, trying to make sense. It's all out of sync.
Mm-hmm.
But the forklift and the T-Rex, they keep bumping into each other, and the dino eventually tips over the man's forklift and tries to get to him because he's just lying helpless on the ground instead of running. But luckily the girl rams her forklift into the T-Rex's leg, and he gets in the forklift with her, and the forklift isn't just a standard forklift. It's kind of like a shovel scoop with some claws on it.
Kodiak bear claw at that point, just like clawing the dinosaur apart.
Yeah, so they stab it in the gut like 3 or 4 times. It's just and then they freaking uppercut the T-Rex with the forklift.
Come on.
So its guts are falling out now. And then they give it one final push, and he has a quip. He's like, "I hate wildlife."
Yeah, it's weird. I hate wildlife.
So that's this final quip, and stabs it in the leg. It falls over, and it just kind of slowly dies anticlimactically.
Yeah, it's sad.
Sad, somber music.
It was sad, yeah, because they had the music.
And it's like,
Yeah, I thought for sure they were going to have like a change of heart moment, or, the guy's like, wow, all these years it's been suppressed and we just killed it like it was nothing.
It's just sad music. It's not fitting with the scene.
Not at all.
I hate wildlife, kills it. And instead of it being like triumphant music, it's just like,
sad, super sad music. It doesn't match at all.
No.
Silly.
But he gets back on the CB radio. Doc Smith calls in the cavalry, but the government hazmat goons come in instead and blow him the F away. So the hazmat goons, the same ones from before, just bust into his trailer, shoot the protagonist like 30 times.
They do.
He turns around because his girlfriend's asleep, but then he gets shot in the back another 500 times.
It's a whole clip.
Yeah.
It's very necessary. It's unnecessary because I guess they knew who he was at that point, but
it's the protagonist. You expect a little more than just, hey.
Yeah, right. Yeah, something.
And you think maybe the girlfriend, maybe she'll get away. But nope, they bust out a flamethrower
and burn her alive.
So the protagonist and his love interest just get burned alive.
Yeah.
Just die violent deaths.
And there's no music for this, as far as I remember.
And Brand Mondi says, Infantry Unit 67 then calls on the radio. Breaking Bad tells them where they are, I assume, to get murked by hazmat men, which they do.
Yeah.
So I guess
I called it. I called it at the beginning. Yeah. It was going to happen.
And then that photo of Alfred E. Newman from Mad Magazine, it's just his face says, "What me worry?" And we see that burn up, get incinerated.
Yeah, so theatric.
And then the green credits start to roll, and you noticed backwards.
Yeah. I don't know why I even noticed that, but usually the credits go from the top down.
It's the only movie I can recall ever seeing where the credits scroll up instead of down.
It's odd.
There's no post-credit sequence.
Nope, no stinger scene.
So I just want to mention real quick that I think I do recognize Ned Bellamy and Brent Hinckley. So one of them's the CEO man and character actors. So
okay.
I recognize some faces. But yeah, that is Carnosaur, folks.
That's Carnosaur in a nutshell.
No, this is me in a nutshell. Help! I'm in a nutshell! How did I get into this nutshell? Look at the size of this bloody great big nutshell. What sort of shell has a nut like this? I mean, it's just crazy.
Like you said earlier, we had this movie in our brains since children from seeing the VHS cover in our local video rental store, Entertainment Tonight, since we were children.
Always.
Passing by.
Never watched it.
Never watched it until now.
Yep. And then I had a quote that I said at the end of the movie. Wow, I liked it better before I watched it. I think it was more like, I think I liked it better.
Yeah.
But either way, I did.
It's definitely...
Without spoiling my review.
Yes.
Because it's a movie.
But we'll say that it's definitely more Blood Freak tier than Jurassic Park tier.
Yeah, like you said, creature feature.
Yes.
If they would have focused a little more on the character development, I think it would have elevated it. But
they would have focused on fleshing out what anything means.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, again, Fever Dream.
Yes, it is a short
Fever Dream
time.
film.
Yeah.
It said an hour 29 on Google, but then when I got the...
I think hour 22, but that includes credits. And
yeah, so it's probably like an hour 18 max.
Yeah, pretty
short.
Quick. A lot happens in that short.
It does.
Time. So, but that concludes.
That is it.
The breakdown. Woo! Boop, 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 boop. So, Brandon, time for our final segment entitled
"Did We Hate It?"
in which we pass judgment on Carnosaur. But first, since this full movie is on YouTube, I thought it would be cool to read some of the comments for Carnosaur, full movie on YouTube. So, Robert Miles...
Hey, what the fuck, you doo-doo shithead?
Oh, you got me. Ooh.
Gotcha. Your face was not happy.
No,
You're like, what?
Pissed me off.
You told
I
me to
deserve
do it.
I
You told me to do it.
I deserve it.
You told me to do it.
Don't feel guilty. I deserve it.
You deserve it. You just told me to do it.
So, you got me, dude.
I got
you. You got me. You pissed me off.
You asked me.
Good.
Ah, damn.
Okay. Nice one. Nice timing. All right. So Robert Miles 1603 on YouTube says, "How awful! Those people in the Jeep were murdered by a rubber hand puppet."
Yeah.
You want to read one?
Sure. Dustin Laux 1555 said, "When you're a kid watching this and think it's so epic despite not understanding any of it, now I am an adult and don't fully understand what was happening half the time. Pretty much no reasons for why characters do what they do and say what the things they say, as I said. It just happens because it's the scene." Exactly.
Yes.
But at least they actually made the film and put a good portion of the budget into the effects. I'll give them that. Which I don't know if that's true.
I'll give them that.
We probably could have bought like a Party City hand puppet and made our own.
They had $750,000 budget.
It's probably just renting the Bobcats.
Yeah. I guess the creature effects were the funnest part. So,
yeah, and honestly, back then, I'm sure maybe practical effects were more expensive. People figured a lot of stuff out these days.
Not everybody had access to Stan Winston, Industrial Light and Magic.
Exactly.
All right, Dustin, I'll give him that too.
Yeah.
All right, so next, Razor Shark 9320, 5 months ago, said, "This could not beat Jurassic Park, that came out the same year. Diane Ladd, who plays the crazy doctor, Dr. Tiptree,
right,
who made the monsters in this movie. Her daughter, Laura Dern, appeared in Jurassic Park, 1993.
That's her daughter?
Yeah, Clint Howard's niece, Bryce Dallas Howard, later starred in one of the Jurassic Park sequels.
Oh.
Jurassic World. So, and he said, I love this film. I still love it.
It's all in the family.
I looked this up and it's true.
Wow.
It's true. So Diane Ladd, Dr. Tiptree, is Laura Dern, who's Ellie Sadler in Jurassic Park.
Weird.
And yes, of course, Bryce Dallas Howard, BDH, as you call her, starred in Jurassic World series.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the niece of Clint Howard, who is Ron Howard's brother from Happy Days.
Well, that's not as interesting as the Diane Ladd and
that
Laura
one's a
Dern.
completely different name.
I wonder if at get-togethers they make jokes for each other, but Laura Dern's like, well, at least I wasn't in Carnosaur.
You know, who's in the better Dinosaur movie?
She makes fake gack eggs one year. Like fake
for Easter. She does that every
eggs,
Easter.
But they're green, yeah. Just a reminder.
Just a reminder.
How stupid
put her
it
in her
was.
place.
No. His film hasn't been rated by us. I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah, just spitballing. All right, co-host. Did we hate it?
Well, let's talk about the overall moral. Is there a point to this story?
No.
Yeah, not really.
No. I guess if anything, the theme would be screw nature.
Gave me Dr. Robotnik vibes, if anything.
Yeah.
Dr. Tiptree was Dr. Robotnik, just wanted to kill all the...
Said dinosaurs are better.
No, it was Dr. Robotnik, but it also reminded me of Thanos, where he basically just wanted order and just peace, no chaos anymore, just things to live. We wanted everything to die.
I guess
so
she was like, humans do everything wrong. Humans suck. Anti-human.
And against herself, too, because obviously she had dino birth and she died.
So I guess the theme is, what's better, dinosaurs or humans? Favorite or least bad part for you?
My favorite part?
Or least bad part. Or element. Doesn't have to be a scene if you can't think of a scene. I can go
as
first.
Weird as it was.
Oh, go.
I'd just say the ending where the hazmat people came in and flamed through and M16 them.
I do have to give them credit. That takes some cojones to blow away your main character like that.
With no explanation. I mean, the explanation is government cover-up, but just to clearly do it, just
narratively.
Yeah, no music, no nothing. Just
take the characters that you most identify with and just annihilate.
That's probably my favorite, honestly.
That's cool. Yeah,
there's a lot of little, like where the guy gets his spinal degloved from his body. That's
that
good, but
I'd say my favorite has to be the sheriff blowing away the dinosaur.
Yeah, and also, I've got nothing to lose. Come on, do it.
Got nothing to lose.
Come on, do it.
Do it.
Just because it's what I've always wanted to see. How about worst part? I think it's same for both of us, probably.
Dino birth.
Three scenes, yeah.
Dino birth.
Dino birth. Each one is terrible.
Ugh.
Each one's progressively worse than the last.
It's heinous, dude.
Oh my god. Did you like the characters or actors at least?
No. I mean, the acting was subpar.
It didn't give me what I wanted from any of them.
No, and I think that's the biggest downfall is character development. If they focused more on either backstory or I don't even want to say better acting. Actors,
more story with the characters.
More story, better.
I think
more
the
writing.
actors did good with what they were given, but they weren't given good material.
Yeah, it felt like one of those zombie movies where there's always something attacking. They don't really have time to talk. They're just constantly killing on the run. There's some talking, but it's just.
I don't think it was the actors that ruined this movie.
I don't think so either. I think
so you couldn't fix it with better
there's
actors.
no way to fix it.
Only like Nicolas Cage could. Okay, moving on. So, could you fix the plot?
The plot, the only thing I can think of is if you went a little bit deeper into Tiptree's explanation of why.
I think she tried to go in detail.
I guess so.
There's like 4 scenes of her just going
with the
plot.
Off. Maybe if they made it deeper than it already was, just a basic government cover-up, maybe there was something else afoot. Pun intended.
I would go the opposite direction.
Maybe.
I'd say try to simplify it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, do we need a virus to infect chicken eggs in humans, and then the humans give birth,
just
and then they
straight up inject people with dinovirus, and then because if it was already contagious, all they would have to do is get infected once.
Well,
I think the reason for the chickens is because people eat them so much, so it's probably easily to get into homes, and that's the only thing. That's what I got from it.
I just don't understand why they need.
It could have just been the virus, right? I mean,
but then it's not a dinosaur movie.
I know. I'm just saying.
I'd say, have you ever seen The Meg? In that movie, they accidentally unleash like an underground cave and ancient water creatures emerge from it. I'd say do the same thing on land and just have them unleash a hidden Lost World cave. Something like that. Then you have dinosaurs, but you don't have all the convoluted dino birth scenes.
So on the flip side, what I was thinking of, since you said it wouldn't be dinosaurs, it wouldn't be as dinosaur related, but it could have just been dinosaur virus that they explained. That's what killed the dinosaurs. That's what they say. Like, killed the dinosaurs, it can kill us too.
Oh, okay. That could work.
I don't know. Something.
Super virulent virus.
Virulent.
Virulent.
It's a word?
It is a word.
That's a word, dude.
Okay. Who would you say should watch this?
Us.
Us? Who's this for?
Anybody who wants to do a podcast on a movie. You don't have time to pick one, just pick this. It's a movie. But
would you recommend it to fans of the Jurassic Park series?
I couldn't faithfully recommend the movie to Jurassic Park fans, no. But as a dinosaur film,
I'd say this is for fans of schlocky sea-level horror movies. Yeah. Slasher flicks.
Even the reviews or people that describe the film say it's B tier, but it's definitely more into C tier.
Yeah. It's lowest budget.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you ready for the post-watch rating?
I think so.
Our final judgment?
I think so.
All right, so out of 5 stars, you had a 2 and I had a 3.
Give it a 2, yeah. I'll give it a 1.8 now. It's gone down a little. I'll give it 1.5. I don't care.
I was going to say 1.5
I don't care. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
We can match it.
Because it's obviously bad, but it wasn't painful bad. Fuck it, I'll say 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I got some enjoyment out of it. I definitely laughed a lot.
It definitely went down.
Good. It is a movie.
But
and the credits were reversed.
I wasn't bored. I guess that's the biggest thing. I didn't drag. It wasn't like slow, boring bad.
Which is a good point that you said that, because some of the reviews we've read did say it was very slow.
And that's what I was afraid of.
But I told you before we watched it, as we were walking into the living room, I said, I don't think it can be that slow because it's an hour and a half, which is a normal, good-paced movie. So unless there's just not that much action, which there was, it's going to be slow. So I think maybe it's based on perception.
And I would definitely say, of the movies we've watched, I would watch this over some of them again.
Me too.
If I had to.
Which we will find out because we'll have to put it in our ratings.
Yeah.
Our rating table.
And out of 100, you animal, I'll give it a...
I think I gave it a 35. What was yours?
I was just about to say 35.
What was yours first, though?
I think it was 40.
I think it was 2, and mine was 35. So you're going to stay at 30? You're going to go down to 35?
I'm going to go to 35.
Okay.
Because it's bad, but there's some redemption.
There is. I'm going to give it a...
I got to keep it pretty low because of the dino birth scenes.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to give it a 96, but out of dino births.
Oh, so that's bad.
That's
higher
reverse. Yeah, 96 dino births.
Damn, dude.
That's bad.
That's bad.
It's reverse scale.
All right, so it's time for the actual one that matters, the rankings.
Woo!
So I'll go through real quick the previous ones we've done. So right now, best to worst, number 1 spot, Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans. Number 2, Batman and Robin, 1997. And that's because, if you recall, Arden would not allow it to be ranked lower than The Batman. Which is our number 3, The Batman.
Honestly, I could say that. I would agree. I'd say Batman and Robin would be above Batman. So you can take that out if you want for next time. If you just want to leave it in for the truth.
For the truth. I like the truth. Number 4, Jurassic World Dominion based on nostalgia alone.
Yeah.
Number 5, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas and Soldier.
All right. Yeah.
Number 6, Super Mario Brothers Part 2, 2023 film. Number 7, 3X's, Triple X, starring Van Diesel. Number 8, Blood Freak, right in the middle. Number 9, Krull. Number 10, The Guyver. Number 11, Super Mario Brothers 1, 1993, same year. Another dinosaur movie in 1993.
There's a lot of dinosaur stuff. We should look off podcasts and just do our research and see if there's others. I wonder if it's just Jurassic Park.
It was maybe hype train.
Yeah, like snowballed. It snowballed everything. Oh, they made a dinosaur movie. Well, we got to make one too.
Something in the zeitgeist in 1993. Number 12, Morbius.
Ooh.
Number 13.
This is the forbidden section of their list.
Yeah, it's bad.
You should have a line in between all of those.
Yes. Number 13 is Donald Darko. Donnie Darko. Number 14, Gummo. More like Gummo, am I right?
But
Number 15, Old Boy, 2003. Worst. All right, so how do you want to start? You want to start at the bottom, start at the top, start in the middle?
Start in the middle.
So
only because I said it's Blood Freak tier?
Yes, it is.
I would say we should say if it's better or worse than Blood Freak, because I don't think it's necessarily better than Triple X and everything above.
I guess.
And I don't know if it's worse than Blood Freak and better than Krull, Guyver, Super Mario Bros. 93. It's definitely better than Morbius, in my opinion. Because those four are, like I said, the lowest tier.
I guess instead of saying better or worse, it would be easier to say, would we rather watch one or the other again?
Okay. So would you rather watch Carnosaur over Krull? Sorry. I had to cough. Okay.
Okay.
Would you rather watch it over Krull? Think about Krull. There's a lot of things in Krull. There's, what's his name?
John
Rill.
Oh.
Detective Rill.
I might want to watch Carnosaur over Krull.
Over Krull? I mean, it is fast. It's a quick movie. Krull is kind of a slow burn, too, because there's a lot going on and story and...
Yeah. The whiny main character.
Would you rather John Krull?
Yeah.
Would you rather watch it over Blood Freak?
It's definitely faster paced.
It is.
What do you think?
I feel like just for me, just because of my imagination alone, thinking it was going to go one way and it went another way, I would rather watch Blood Freak.
So Blood Freak ranked higher?
For me.
Okay.
If you agree, we can solidify.
We can do that.
All right.
All right, folks.
Number 9 is going to be Carnosaur.
Right between Blood Freak and Krull. Yeah, baby. Okay, time for trivia and goofs.
Gosh.
Max.
Yuck.
So we're going to start with goofs, and it's going to be from IMDb unless otherwise stated. So the first goof here we got is when Dr. Tiptree takes Susan's temperature, the readout climbs over 100 degrees, passes 109 degrees.
Right.
It reads 100 when it should read 110. So I guess Tiptree's not a medical doctor.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it said 110 on the meter. So what was it? I don't understand.
Wait, it's wrong?
Yeah, I think so. Because she didn't say a number, and when you're watching it, I just remember watching the number climb, and it did say 110. But again, I think that would kill the person no matter what.
Well, so who's the goof?
Who's the goof here?
Gosh.
Want to read the next one?
Sure. So when the dinosaur is gnawing on the girl's foot, the one earlier that was her hands were tied for some reason to the machine.
Yeah.
In the green POV shot, a hand is visible at the far right of the screen for a few frames, pulling her leg. That's good.
Pulling her leg.
Oh.
Yeah, it was good. I always like those, even though I didn't catch it. So the captions at the bottom of the screen, shown occasionally throughout the movie, show infected cells per 1 million, followed by a percentage figure. This says that a percentage figure is unitless and not per anything. So
I did notice that too, and I think they were just trying to say either whoever they were monitoring or showing on the screen at the time, it was their infection level.
Oh, okay.
But they just showed it to you unless you read it really quick. I'm pretty good at skimming things fast, but you don't get all the information. You have to skim it. So like I would skim different parts of each paragraph as it would show up.
Nonsense technobabble.
Yeah, that's all it was. Yeah. There's no reason for they should have explained it or whatever.
None of it means anything.
Yeah. Here's a good piece of trivia.
Oh, go for it.
Laura Dern's mother is actually Diane Ladd in this movie, who is the psychotic scientist. She admitted, though, that she didn't think the script was very good and initially turned it down until her old friend Roger Corman sent her a check. Diane Ladd didn't think the film was good enough, but she got a check sent to her with enough zeros on it. Which is probably the whole $750,000 budget.
And apparently the press called it stunt casting because Jurassic Park was going to have her daughter in it. So.
Which, good thing she wasn't.
For her career. So Dr. Tiptree was originally envisioned as a male actor, and he would have a great deal of strength while being intelligent, with no one available that wanted to do it.
Wow.
Corman rewrote the character as a woman and offered it to his friend Diane Ladd, who had worked with him previously.
So I just caught something in there that it says rewrote the character. There's nothing that I saw other than the giving. Maybe this is the reason why everybody gave birth. But because if you think about it, Tiptree died by their own device. So in order to rewrite the character, I would think
it would have to be a
maybe she was
man giving birth.
Maybe she was she had, this is just stereotypically speaking, but Tiptree female could have loved Barbies and dresses and XYZ, whereas the male would have loved G.I. Joes and suits. I didn't see a need to rewrite.
The giving birth is the only thing I noticed.
Yeah, they didn't need to rewrite. They just recast.
Yeah.
I should rewrite the whole movie now because it's a female.
Diane Ladd, the one we're talking about, worked a total of 5 days on this film.
That's it? Jesus Christ. And wow, she's in every shot of the movie. Yeah. So I wonder how long the movie actually took then. 5 days, I guess.
I think it says in here. Yeah, principal photography lasted only 18 days.
Jesus.
So less than a month.
Movies take years sometimes.
Yeah.
Or up to a year. 18 days? Well, that's why it turned out how it did.
Mm-hmm. So there's quite a bit of info about the original book being an adaptation. So John Brosnan was the original author of the book, and he first became interested in writing a novel on dinosaurs in 1983 when a film journalist colleague of his returned from Hollywood and told him that dinosaur films would be an upcoming fad. So he wrote...
Have you heard of this?
You ever heard of this, folks? He wrote Carnosaur in 1984, 6 years before Michael Crichton wrote Jurassic Park. So, Brosnan was disappointed that the predicted boom in dinosaur films never occurred, and the novel received little attention at the time.
Yeah, so he didn't... Anyways, yeah. We're comparing apples to oranges here.
The movie bears little resemblance to the original 1984 novel by pen name of John Brosnan, Harry Adam Knight with a K, and he's an Australian man. The book is set in England, and it's about a reporter investigating a strange series of brutal deaths which seem to be caused by an escaped wild animal of his. So he's got like a little personal zoo. But in reality, it's not a wild animal, it's cloned dinosaurs. So that's right, not only was it written before Jurassic Park, it's about cloned dinosaurs. Brought back from extinction by an eccentric lord seeking the rarest of animals for his menagerie.
We spared no expense.
So the book features such carnage caused by many more dinosaurs than the film, such as a Deinonychus, Megalosaurus, Tarbosaurus, Plesiosaur, Dilophosaurus, Altispinax, Scoliosaurus,
Yeah.
Scolosaurus, Tarbosaurus, Tyrannosaurus, and Brachiosaurus.
So basically, they couldn't do that because they only had one type of dinosaur. The budget wouldn't allow it.
2. We'll find out. There's only 2 apparently. But you can't really tell what any of them are when you're watching Carnosaur. John Brosnan first was approached to write the screenplay in mid-1991 by Roger Corman's wife, Julie Corman, who formalized the deal at Brosnan's drinking club. And it was a contract drawn up on a bar napkin, whatever a drinking club is.
I'd imagine just get together and have...
Alcoholics.
Yeah. Have you tried this scotch, Johnny?
Oh, I've tried this whiskey,
Scotch,
Billy.
Great.
Yeah.
How about this gin, partner?
I call this one the Dinosaurus. It's green. I don't know.
It's actual infection.
It's dino
drink.
sludge.
Yeah, dino sludge.
Cracks a chicken egg.
Yeah.
As the film was meant to compete with Jurassic Park, same year, 1993, Brosnan later wrote that he was taken aback when it was revealed that the film's budget would only have been around $1 million.
Only $1 million.
Although concerned that the restrictive budget would require a reduction in the amount of
Have you guys seen my jaw?
dinosaurs used, Corman assured him that he was free to write whatever he wanted, and any modifications would make it into the final draft.
Jeez.
But once Brosnan sent his first draft to Hollywood, they cut off all contact with him. And his screenplay had in fact been heavily revised to the point where his credit had been reduced only to original story.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roger Corman acquired the rights to the novel in 1991, and the project entered production 2 years later to capitalize on an extensive marketing campaign used to promote Jurassic Park.
You've heard of Jurassic Park. Well, how about Carnosaur?
Exactly.
That's all the trailer is. It just shows chickens slaughtering and then people getting slaughtered. And green goop eggs coming out of people, and then it ends.
And women giving birth 3 times.
Yeah. Wow.
Jurassic Park doesn't have this. Doesn't want this. All right. So next up, this is from HorrorSociety.com. Actress Jennifer Runyon, who plays Anne Thrush, the love interest in Carnosaur, married basketball coach Todd Corman, becoming the niece-in-law of cult producer Roger Corman.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the guy who produced Carnosaur.
Okay.
22 years after Jennifer Runyon retired from movies, her last movie being Carnosaur.
I always find that funny. People's last movie is the worst movie.
Yeah. After
or
this,
first and last movie.
Well, after Carnosaur, she's like, maybe movies aren't for me.
Maybe I don't want to do this.
But 22 years after that, she did return as Carol Brickman in Silent Night, Bloody Night 2, The Revival in 2015.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's any good or not.
I don't know.
Okay. So the main dinosaur in Carnosaur is the Deinonychus, which is fictionalized as Velociraptor in Jurassic Park, 1993. The pack hunting behavior and being found in Montana are both more accurate to Deinonychus than Velociraptor. The other dinosaur to appear was a Tyrannosaurus Rex. That I did not know because I thought all the dinosaurs were the same. I didn't even realize they're different. They have the same skin pattern, coloring.
I thought they cared so little that it was basically a mix of T-Rex and Velociraptor and whatever else.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a generic monster dinosaur. But apparently, no, they actually based them off real ones.
That does make sense. So when the sheriff is out, come on, kill me, I got nothing to lose. That was the Deinonychus because when it reared its claw back, that would be more similar to Velociraptor.
It had the third toe knife.
And I don't remember the arms in that scene of the dinosaur, but at the very end with the forklift, that definitely had little funny baby arms, which was a T-Rex.
The forklift one at the end is definitely meant to be more T-Rex.
Yeah.
Because Roger Corman felt that stop-motion techniques and optical effects would interfere with filming, John Carl Buechler agreed with him that all creatures would be real-time models. So I guess they didn't use stop-motion.
Real-time models.
Although it looked like they did.
Well, it's because people are moving it.
Yeah.
So it's still, like, scaled down, I'm sure. It just doesn't look good.
The Tyrannosaurus Rex effects were achieved by means of a miniature remote-controlled puppet.
Oh, wow.
A man in a suit, and a full-size 16-foot-tall robot.
Oh, wow. What?
I know.
Well, that's where the budget went. Never mind.
Yeah.
16-foot-tall robot.
Wow.
Jesus.
In constructing the dinosaurs, Corman hired Mike Jones.
What?
Back then, they didn't want it. Now, they all want it.
Oh, not really Mike Jones.
To construct the Deinonychus, and Jeff Farley to sculpt the Tyrannosaurus Rex. A system of hinges and cables was used to operate the creature with radio-controlled eyes.
Okay.
Yeah, its eyes were radio-operated. However, only a handful of shots involved the full-sized robot, which had too narrow a range of movement to be convincing. The man in the suit proved equally cumbersome and was scrapped altogether.
That's weird, because I thought there was some shots with it.
I would think that would actually be more realistic than a lot of what we did see, but apparently not.
Yeah, because the puppet you could definitely tell was a puppet.
Yeah.
It's very...
it's cropped. It's only a third of it.
It's cropped. It's like two motions. The mouth moves up and down. That's it.
Yeah. Thus, most FX shots were accomplished with the remote-controlled miniature and even some hand puppets.
With 7 weeks of pre-production spent sculpting the puppet, the FX team was left with 3 weeks to construct a life-size T-Rex model. It reminds me of like back when we would do float building in high school.
Oh,
yeah. Like they had a week. Well, this is 3 weeks, but to build an entire
whole
movie
thing.
Monster, movie T-Rex. The design of the creature, though, was reminiscent of classic B-movie T-Rex of the 1950s. The final creature was 16 feet tall and weighed 450 pounds.
Yeah, it's definitely more old-fashioned style T-Rex.
Yeah.
The Tyrannosaurus animatronic was reused and reworked into the Velociraptor animatronic for the second and third films without changes.
Yeah, of course.
And by the last film was degraded from its constant use.
Oh, shit. Oh, like the skin's falling off the body.
Yeah. And it was also used in another movie unrelated called Dinosaur Island in 1994. So
it has dust on it. Spiderwebs, cobwebs.
Spiderwebs. It's just metal robot
creaks.
parts.
You can hear the creaking, like they can't get they need more WD-40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's roaring, see? While panned on release, the film has since gained a cult following as a mockbuster. Carnosaur. Carnosaur has spawned a film series with 2 sequels, Carnosaur 2, 1995, and Carnosaur 3, Primal Species, 1996. The series also includes 2 official spin-offs, Raptor in 2001, and the Eden formula, also called Tyrannosaurus Rex.
W-R-E-C-K. Come on.
In 2006. Both Raptor and the Eden formula reuse dinosaur footage from the Carnosaur series.
Wait, stop. You heard that correct. They reuse footage from the other movies. So you're watching another movie from another movie. It's a recycled film.
It's recycled garbage.
When it's supposed to be garbage, left is garbage, but they try to recycle it.
That's what this is. So I'll do a quick plot summary of Raptor and the Eden formula. Tell me if they sound familiar.
Okay.
When a series of unexplained vicious animal attacks strikes his community, Sheriff Jim Tanner and his assistant Barbara trace them back to Dr. Hyde, a former military researcher whose government funding for a dinosaur cloning project was cut. When the Pentagon discovers that Hyde obtained foreign backing to continue his experiments, they send in a strike team to save Tanner and Barbara and stop Hyde.
Wow, so exactly Carnosaur.
Pretty similar.
Yeah.
Then the Eden formula's plot. A scientist working at Calgoran Industries develops the Eden formula, a chemical that can reproduce organisms and cure various diseases. However, unknown to Parker, deep underground the general area of his industrial district, other Calgoran Industries scientists have created a Tyrannosaurus Rex from Parker's formula.
All right.
And keep it locked away in a subterranean location in order to impress stockholders. Industrial espionage spies, led by James Radcliffe, played by Tony Todd, accidentally set loose the bloodthirsty dinosaur, Tyrannosaurus, which breaks out of the lab and rampages into the streets of Los Angeles.
Loosely part of the plot of Jurassic World 2. They locked them up for investors. And
correct. I actually always wanted to see more of the dinosaurs in L.A.
Dino Ring. Oh, yeah, like when it... No. So when I'm talking about Jurassic World, when they're in the basement...
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom?
Yeah.
So that's similar to Lost World, Jurassic Park, and also...
You're right, yeah. They just...
Fallen Kingdom.
So many missed opportunities.
And also a T-Rex in a subterranean facility is Carnosaur as well.
Yeah. So they kind of take ideas from each other.
And this definitely, 2006. So that's probably after Lost World, Jurassic Park and stuff. Lost World came out in 97.
Oh, yeah. See, I feel like, I don't want to say it's recent because as of now, that's 17 years ago. But in the grand scheme of things, that was a good bit after. I feel like after 2000s, movies kind of just changed. You know, more CG, obviously. You had The Mummy, Scorpion King, all that stuff. Scorpion King was 2002. So actually, it's 4 years after that. That was just a movie I remember growing up that had CG in it. A lot of it,
Too much of it.
Yeah, the scarabs and all that stuff.
There's one shot that holds the crown for the worst visual effects shot of all time. It's The Rock from The Mummy Returns. Whew. Subscribe to Corridor Crew.
The scene where an infant-sized raptor kills 2 people in the Jeep in Carnosaur was used as the opening in Raptor, for example.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah. So in the penultimate fight scene, with Doc Smith fighting the creature in a ship loader, so I guess that's what the forklift actually is.
Okay.
The production used both the puppet and life-size model. Buechler, I guess he's the FX guy. Buechler later commented, the scene was nearly shot-for-shot modeled on the finale of Aliens. You know, the power loader.
Yeah, okay.
Some shots were accomplished with the puppet being filmed in a miniature set, which featured scale models of Doc Smith and the ship loader. Buechler and his crew designed the scaled T-Rex in order to use forced perspective techniques, but only a few forced perspective shots were actually included in the film.
Right, and that's why I think a lot of it just looked out of place.
Yeah.
It was very random shots. Cinematography.
He tried to make it organized, but it didn't work out. Okay, so that's Goofs and Trivia.
Goofs and Triv and Goofs.
List time?
I think it's time for a list.
Okay. So, we got 2 lists real quick. Top 5 dinosaur movies and games.
Okay.
Yeah, because we like dinosaurs.
I like dinosaurs, too.
Brandon loves dinosaurs.
Love dinosaurs.
Freaking love dinosaurs, man.
Dinosaurs are my favorite animal. Dinosaurs are my favorite dinosaurs. So, list time, best dinosaur movies, top 5 at least. Number 1 through 5. Number 1, Jurassic Park 1.
Duh.
Duh. Jurassic Park 2, Lost World, number 2.
Jurassic Park.
Dominion, number 3.
Jurassic World, Dominion, number 3.
Jurassic World 1.
Number 4. Number 5, Jurassic Park 3.
Yep. And some honorable mentions. Oh, I didn't know you put this on there. Land of the Lost with Will Ferrell and other actors I can't think of. Danny McBride, that's the other guy.
Yes.
2009, Land Before Time, 1988, animated kid movie? Land Before Time?
Yep, that's that one.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Tammy and the T-Rex, never heard of that one. 94. Theodore Rex, 95. Theodore Rex?
It stars Whoopi Goldberg, apparently.
Oh my god, I think I know what that is.
Yeah.
Wow. That was probably one of the ones I saw on VHS too.
I do not know if I've seen it.
I think it's one of those that it's comical. Like
it's bad.
The picture of
I'm sure it's bad.
Yeah.
Looks like it could be an Eevee someday.
It probably could. Jumping into the next one would be the Flintstones, 94.
Yes.
Which is pretty good. It's got Rick Moranis and a tall guy, Roseanne. John Goodman.
John Goodman. Yes.
We're Back, A Dinosaur Story, animated, also 93.
Dinosaur Mania
movie. And of course, Super Mario Bros. 1993, which has dinosaurs in it.
Yeah.
And is dinosaur themed, because that's the whole thing of Koopa. He's like, we're a subterranean species. They live up there.
They live up there, damn mammal humans.
Idiots. We down here with all the dino blood fuel.
Sucks down here. But yeah.
There's also a list of dinosaur games that we have. Top 5.
Number 0.
Number 0, Jurassic Park Trespasser, 98. Never heard that.
It's
What is it? Game Boy?
Fascinating game.
Virtual Boy?
No, PC.
Oh, shit.
And it's actually super technologically advanced for its time.
Jurassic Park?
Yes.
Okay.
It's around the time Jurassic World came out. It had like physics-based movement.
Where's my jaw?
As in the character you play as has fully physics hitboxes and everything. Physics puzzles, body. You control the character's hands awkwardly, independently with physics-based in a mouse. It's awesome.
I was about to say, I don't even know how I could fathom that without VR.
We should look at videos later. It would be way better as a VR experience. But I actually played a demo back in the day. It's barely held together with duct tape. It's super glitchy.
Like developer edition.
Mhm.
Finish your own game
It's
version.
totally unfinished, but it was released.
Like you have to code it to make it work.
Basically.
Yeah.
Like even the dinosaurs are physics based.
Oh, wow.
So like you'll see a raptor, but it'll be like it's almost unfunctional because it walks around with physics and then it gets like caught on geometry and
falls and stuff.
But yeah, even like swinging weapons and stuff is physics based, so your character is awkwardly like and stuff.
So a game that I recently downloaded was Exanima, and I haven't showed it to you yet. I showed you clips, but that's basically what I'm thinking.
Similar,
like
very similar.
I don't want to say crude because it's done well, but at the same time, physics based stuff.
It's awkward.
Random things can happen.
Yeah.
So, because the laws of physics don't translate exactly how it should in a game form.
Right.
But jumping into number 1 of the list, Dino Crisis 2. It's better than number 1, but I haven't played it, and I have not either. Maybe a little bit growing up.
People say it's better. In number 2, Dino Crisis 1. Remake it, Capcom.
Do it.
Do it with Resident Evil.
Yeah, do it. Remastered. We need it.
Yeah.
I'd play it.
Number 3, Jurassic World Arcade Light Gun Game. Brontosaurus poops on you, right?
Yeah, that's one of the missions. You have to shoot the Brontosaurus's butthole to make it stop pooping.
I remember that being amazing.
The craziest part with that one, I remember when we would play it, the poop, it would crack your windshield. So it literally kill you with dinosaur poop.
Just self-defense shooting it.
Yeah, you have no choice.
Yeah.
Number 4 on our list is Super Mario. Nintendo Jurassic Park. Super Mario Jurassic Park.
I guess you could tie it with Super Mario World.
Oh, yeah.
It's a dinosaur game.
Why not?
Yeah.
And a tie for number 5, Jurassic Park Lost World for PlayStation 1, with cheats, of course, because that game was hella hard.
It's impossible without them.
It is.
And then Sega Genesis Jurassic Park Rampage Edition.
Yeah, that one was fun.
Also super hard, but
play
fun.
as the raptor and
Alan Grant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Honorable mentions include Primal Rage, which is a dinosaur slash monster fighting game.
Kaiju
You can eat the people, your tribe's people, for health, I think. Warpath, Jurassic Park for Jurassic Park PlayStation 1. For PlayStation 1.
Jurassic Park Operation Genesis and Evolution. They're both strategy, right?
Genesis, is that the one that was canon with the story?
I don't know.
Well, there's one game, I think it's Genesis, where it's a button press game, kind of like Telltale.
Oh, no, I didn't mention that one. But yeah, that's an honorable mention.
I haven't played it.
Is Jurassic Park the game? I think it's just like a Telltale.
My understanding, it has actual canon story, which ties in after Nedry drops the Barbasol can.
I think apparently Nedry didn't die.
People find it, and it's actual story.
Yeah. Jurassic World Evolution. Ark Survival Evolved.
Oh, yeah.
Which is not strictly about dinosaurs. And Turok series, which doesn't have enough dinosaurs.
Correct. Yeah, it's just more aliens and cybo dinos.
Cybo dinos. Yeah, a lot of these are honorable mentions because they feature dinosaurs but aren't explicitly dinosaur based.
Exactly.
Yes.
But Dino Crisis, that would be really good. All right. Well, now that we've gone through our list time trivgoofs, pre-watch, post-watch, ratings, all that business.
Yeah.
We have another segment called Who Would Win?
Who would win?
So this is a Battle Royale segment featuring characters or actors from current episodes versus ones from previous episodes. The battle arena is either a standard boxing ring or a themed ring for the episode or area. Contestants are equipped with their iconic loadouts, i.e. if we watch RoboCop, he would have his, pistol, Hobo with a shotgun, probably a shotgun, that kind of thing. The win condition, though, is incapacitation, death, or a ring out. As in wrestling, surviving past contestants can make a surprise reappearance. So
in this episode,
I would say this episode's opponent.
So the protagonist would have been Doc Smith, but he got beyond annihilated.
He got what he didn't deserve. No, he didn't, because he saved people.
Yeah.
He saved the world.
And previous episode was the Guyver. I believe he was the last winner. So
I haven't personally heard that because we're in an editing spree right now.
I guess it would have to be the Guyver versus a Carnosaur, or
I was going to say the government,
I was going to say hazmat government agents.
I'll go for that.
We could go with both.
Gang?
We could go with both.
Okay, maybe one loose.
Yeah, let's say
random Carnosaur.
There's a surviving Carnosaur.
Yeah. Okay.
And then several men with M16s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Versus the Guyver. Oh shoot.
And does it take place in a wrestling ring? Or,
no,
okay.
Probably Nevada world. That way it's open and deserty. And
yeah, it takes place in that town in the empty, foggy Silent Hill Street.
That way, yeah, I was going to say that way, whatever does happen doesn't hit the public eye.
Yeah.
Nobody knows about it, just a battle.
Royale. Yeah. Because this is a cover-up. Oh, so they're trying to cover up Carnosaur and the Guyver. That's what the government agents are trying to do.
Oh, man, yeah, okay. So they learned of the Guyver suit, and they're like, man, we could kill two birds with one stone here. We can end it.
We can get the tech, and we can get the...
Dino DNA.
Yeah. Doesn't Guyver have a romantic interest? He does. That's his whole thing, I think.
Oh, yeah.
One of his things. So
the government agents have kidnapped
girl.
her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kidnapped the girl, infected her with the carnovirus, lured him in.
They have the serum with them. He has to get to it and get the girl.
Okay. But little do they know there's one random Carnosaur out there, too.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so that's the scene.
Yeah. Okay, so we're on the foggy street. They're yelling out on a megaphone, "Come here, kill me, come here."
Trying to lure whoever out.
Guyver, yeah.
Guyver's saying that? Or
Hazmat suits are saying that to lure out Guyver because they have his girlfriend and the serum.
Okay.
We have your girlfriend, come here, come kill us. Guyver, come kill us. So Guyver is on the rooftops.
Yeah, just watching them.
He's in kid mode, average person mode.
Okay.
And he's like, "Oh no, I need it. I need it.
I need my love interest." Is he drunk?
Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't heard the last battle yet, so maybe he's incapacitated. He just fought, so I mean he's probably a little out of power.
Okay, so this is another day. He's fine.
Okay, he's all rested up.
He stands up and he's like, "I'm here." He's like, "I'm here, guys. Give me my girlfriend."
He puts his hands on his hips. I'm here. So they shoot him and he falls off. Without even blinking.
Yeah.
They immediately just double tap him.
They double tap him. He stands up somehow.
I was going to say he falls really heavily into a car.
Yeah.
Onto a car.
Breaks the car.
Yeah.
Then they shoot him some more in the back and then they flamethrower him.
It blows the car up too.
Yep.
He's in a fiery metal mess.
But then, as he's on fire in a mess, then all of a sudden, they're on the radio, distracted. They're like,
"We got him.
Yes, sir.
We bagged this bug boy.
We're going to have a big bash when we get back for the birthday for this bug boy."
He looks at another hazmat guy. He just nods his head with approval. Yeah.
All of a sudden...
Oh, man, you hear...
Dinosaur,
yeah. So Carnosaur appears.
Yeah.
Full grown. Biggest you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Biggest one. He eats all the bodies of the old people.
Right. It's been left alone too long, so it just keeps growing.
Yeah,
remember, they grow fast.
They grow fast, and they thought they wiped them all out. So this is like King Daddy Carnosaur.
King Daddy Carnosaur comes up.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Arr!"
He's trying to talk to them.
But then they shoot at it, obviously.
Oh, yeah, without,
flamethrower.
Rocket launchers, whatever. Those missile trucks.
Yeah. But it's just blowing through these guys, right?
Oh yeah, sure. I imagine like it's like a kaiju at that point.
It is. It's basically
it's hitting it, but it's chip damage.
So all this time, Guyver's been healing because remember his suit will re-wrap around him and it'll heal him. So he's got healing factor.
Okay, but it has somehow grabbed the car metal and everything into its own suit.
Oh, Kaiju Guyver.
So dude, he's like Kaiju Mick Guyver.
Yeah.
MacGyver, get it? Mech.
Yeah, dude, Kaiju MacGyver.
Okay.
Nice.
So Kaiju MacGyver versus Carnosaur versus Hazmatman now.
Yes. Whoever's left.
He's really big. Maybe he's as big as the Kaiju Carnosaur. King Carney?
Yeah. King Carney. King Carno.
All right.
So King Carno and MacGyver.
They lock shoulders, like they're wrestling.
Oh yeah,
like the classic kaiju battles.
Yes. Oh, okay. So King Carno, puts him in a choke slam.
Grabs his neck.
He choke slams him into like some more cars.
Yeah.
Goes,
just throwing them. There's explosions everywhere.
It's like, ouch!
The whole time, Hazmatmen are trying to reload all their gear because they've put everything into King Carnosaur, even though they didn't kill him.
They call for backup.
Yeah, call for backup. Maybe there's helicopters approaching at that point.
Oh, okay, yeah. Some Comanche secret Black Ops helicopters.
Yeah. Well, maybe not approaching, but on the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
So meanwhile, Guyver's gotten up. Carno's too busy roaring, so Guyver has a chance to get up.
Yeah.
And then he puts him in tombstone pile driver.
Okay.
The car.
Yeah, Guyver like disables him somehow, and he punches it in the stomach or something.
He does a headache slap.
Okay, yeah, headache
and
slap.
then,
that works. Good.
Yeah, stomach punch. Then he puts him in the tombstone pile driver.
Headache, stomach punch. This headache punch his ribs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Carno throws up some green slime.
The tombstone pile drives them into the pavement. There's a giant crack in the pavement from it.
Girlfriend is in one of the squad cars, and it's like, get him, MacGyver!
She's starting to
I need to see
get
him.
sick. Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, gotta finish this quick.
So Kaiju MacGyver, he all of a sudden is charging up some particle beam that the suit has self-constructed itself.
Yes.
From all the car parts and electronics.
Okay, he's got a Uni beam.
He's charging up a Uni beam. Maybe it's in his hands or like his chest.
Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
His forehead thing.
Yeah, his forehead ball. His forehead orb.
But then all of a sudden, the helicopters arrive and launch missiles at him.
Okay.
Because they want to keep the Carno alive.
So they launch missiles at him. That stops his Unibeam because he can't stand there with nothing happening in charge.
Yeah.
So he has to stop the charging. He's dodging the missiles. One of the missiles accidentally just direct hit the King Carney right in the head. And his head explodes.
Oh, man.
They failed their mission.
They failed
their mission. They shoot so many rockets, they don't know what they're hitting at that point.
Yeah, they fuck up.
They've taken out maybe a small wave of the Hazmat Men.
Yeah.
On accident, too.
All the ground-based Hazmat Men.
Well, that's all of them.
They've destroyed
They wiped all of them out?
They wiped all out.
The government Apaches just killed all of their own men.
Yeah. And their target.
And they're okay, cool. So now we have...
We have a few Comanches versus MacGyver.
Smoky, charred body mess, coal bones everywhere.
Yeah.
Kaiju Carney is dead.
Yeah.
So now we have Kaiju MacGyver.
And he Unibeams the remaining Comanches.
Oh yeah, at that point, there's smoke and everything, but as the smoke clears, you just see a light, and they're like, what's that? And all of a sudden, the beam pierces through the smoke at the Comanches and takes 2 or 3 of them out. I don't know how many we got, but takes them all out because he's just like...
Yeah,
it's like an eraser at that point. He just erases them.
So they're all the goons are dead, and then he shrinks back down to regular Guyver size, regular man.
Which is actually, for some reason, Ant-Man size at this point because his suit's not right.
Yeah.
So now he's the size of an Ant-Man person?
Yeah. So he...
Is the girl dead?
No.
Okay. So
I was going to say that she's taken hostage, but now he's Ant-Man size.
So now we have another conundrum on our hands.
So he eats the body of the Carnosaur.
And
the alien technology somehow knows to use that
as regeneration and growth.
Yeah,
so it immediately he's back to normal size.
So the guy well, not immediately. The guy who's taking hostage of the girl, he's like, "All right, I'm the last one. I gotta, you bitch." He's being misogynist.
Just really slowly hitting her in the head with his gun.
Yeah. I'm gonna use you as the incubator for more Carnosaurs. I'll salvage this.
Oh God.
Yeah, he's a real prick.
Well, he's the
CEO man from Carnosaur.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he not necessarily snuck in, but he went with the Hazmat Men to try to lock everything down.
Yeah.
Maybe they made him do it because he was part of the whole thing.
He was off-site guiding them, but now he has to take matters into his own hands.
As Doc Holliday Smith said. What's his name?
Doc Smith.
Doc Smith once said.
Yeah. He learned a thing or two from him. But all of a sudden he feels some discomfort in his anus. You know, something crawling up his leg. And then something in the sphincter. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the biosuit.
What's in fucking side me?
What's in fucking side me?
And he just explodes as spaghetti sauce all over the place and hamburger.
Girlfriend is in shock and she says, "Oh, my hero."
If you didn't know what happened, Kaiju Ant-Man MacGyver crawled into his sphincter.
Yeah.
And then became large, and the other body couldn't contain him, so he blew him up.
And he says jejunum, more like Jujutsu Guyver.
And then the girl's, oh, my hero, you saved me.
He's covered in blood and poop.
Blood and poop, Dino Gak,
green slime.
Yeah.
But then he goes in to kiss her and she turns her head away.
She turns her head away. I don't want you to see me like this. And he's like, what do you mean? And she turns back and she's like half Carnosaur at that point. She's turning into one.
Oh, so
they dosed her wrong. They didn't dose her right to give birth. They dosed her to
They gave her too much fever virus.
Yeah. Maybe they figured instead of making her the carrier, she would be the queen Carnosaur.
Oh. So half her body starts fighting Guyver. So he's all screwed up too. So only half of him is Guyver.
Oh, man. Okay.
So half of his body and half of her body are trying to fight the other, and the other half is trying to kiss the other.
So after like 5 minutes of that, I figured the Guyver suit learns its attacks, because I figured it's like somehow AI based. It learns.
Yeah, it's hyper intelligent.
So it somehow knows how to do it, but it grabs the girlfriend Carnosaur. Mm-hmm. And it starts to absorb her DNA, her genetic makeup.
Oh, no.
It absorbs it to take the Carnosaur virus out.
And then he quickly grabs the serum vial. He's like, I gotta take matters in my own hands.
And he drinks it?
He drinks it, he puts it in his mouth, and he swishes it around. Yeah, and then the alien nanomachines mix into it, too. Mm-hmm. And so then he kisses her. It's a beautiful moment. Half of them kiss each other. They share in this lovely romantic moment, and using the alien nanomachine Carnosaur fever serum, it splits the Carnosaur and Guyver half of their bodies apart from their human bodies.
Into their own?
Yes. Oh. So now there's a separate
some freak
Carnosaur
mutant thing, and
merging into, and then there's a separate man and woman who are just a man and a woman.
Oh, wow. Where do we go from here?
I guess there's a bunch of dead bodies with M16s and a flamethrower.
Oh, true. So who's fighting who, though?
Well,
the Guyver boy and Guyver girl.
Did you say that the Guyver is mixing into the Carnosaur? They're blending into.
So my thought, how I wanted it to go, which could have ended it, would be the Guyver suit. But you added something to it. But the Guyver suit, it sucks the Carnosaur juices out, makes it its own, knows that it's going to die or whatever. And that's when Guyver drinks the serum, cures himself of Dinovirus. Lady Guyver is cured of Carnovirus because it's been sucked over. And Guyver's healed at that point, and she's healed at that point. Oh. Guyver wins.
Well, we're kind of there. I guess they
kill the other people.
Yeah, they take M16 and blast it, the Thing video game, where you have to shoot them a bunch and then you flamethrower it.
Okay.
Does it die?
That's just what happens.
That's just what happens.
So Guyver and Girl Guyver then team up and grab flamethrowers, and they're back to back to each other and just mowing down the other two.
Yeah. And flamethrower.
That's it. And then they turn around and it's that one song. And
my heart will go on.
That song's it.
It's My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion from the Titanic soundtrack.
I'm gonna play it real quick. And this movie's playing while they're smooching. This music. And it's super epic, and then the credits roll, but they're backwards, like the movie Carnosaur.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they roll up instead of down.
Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it, man. They win. Guyver and Girl Guyver win, so I guess Girl Guyver is the next contestant.
Well, or do they just retire at this point?
They can retire easily because there's no threats. Okay. So, but they won.
They won.
They won the cash prize of $10,000.
Cue the drum roll. All right, open your boxes. Open your boxes. 1, 2,
and a new car.
They win a new car, yeah, because they didn't realize this was all being filmed by Oprah.
It's a game show.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Oprah's Price is Right.
They give her a car, and they're like, you were here the whole time? You know about the secret government conspiracy? And you knew that I was the Guyver? And you knew about the Carnosaur?
This whole thing?
And Oprah says, you got a new car! $10,000! She doesn't answer.
You can slowly see his face change because he realizes how good it is.
This is a really good deal. Oh my goodness.
I'm a winner.
Then they drive off into the sunset.
Yeah.
And then the end.
That's it. Okay, cool.
All right.
Sweet.
All right, next segment.
All right. Now that we've that out of the way.
Devil's Advocate. So, in this segment, one of us must defend the protagonist's position, the other must defend the antagonist's position in a court of law. So whether or not we agree or disagree with their ideas or methods, we have to defend one of them. So, let's say it's the people versus evil Dinosaur Biotechnology Corporation, working secretly with the government. So
this is easy.
But who's going to defend the bad guys? I'll do it this time.
You do it. I feel like I've defended the past several times.
And I think Arden did too. So I'm bad. I'm team Evil Corporation. So you are the people. All right, gavel.
Well, obviously I don't want this.
Yeah.
I don't want dinosaurs killing all the people.
You're the prosecution.
Dino virus murdering everyone.
So let's say opening statements. I don't know exactly how courts work.
I just said that's my opening statement.
Oh, what was it?
I don't want this to happen. This isn't good for the people. They're dying.
Okay, I say, the United States is in a precarious position. We are currently a world leader, but we need to maintain this position to defend democracy and our NATO allies, and we need every edge that we can take. Now, I realize that the Geneva Convention says that biowarfare is against it, but in our defense, we weren't intending for biowarfare. We were simply researching how our enemies may use it. Yada, yada, yada bullshit.
Actually says that. You feel me, Your Honor?
You feel me, Holmes? Give me a dap. The judge doesn't want to.
Him. Oh, he doesn't, but he does.
He doesn't want to, but he does because he doesn't want to be rude either.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. I'm the judge right now. All right. Prosecution, what is your statement?
Statement is, this is bad. Government, not good. People dying, and I have evidence that...
You may present your evidence.
That...
Prosecution, do you have any evidence to present?
I rest my case. The people are crying. Why? No! What are you doing?
Wait.
We planned all of this.
You're flying right into their hands.
He's blinded by government.
Order in the court. Recess. The judge pulls the prosecution up close. It's like, you got this. You have this case in the bag. I want you to win. You just have to do this better. You have to present evidence.
He gives him a piece of paper with what to say.
Yeah, a piece of paper.
Just say this. I promise.
Say this. Okay?
I have to say.
Don't make you lose. Don't.
There's nothing on the paper. He forgot to give him the good paper.
Oh.
He rips a piece of paper and gives the paper with nothing on it.
Yeah. All right, the case starts back again. The judge sees the paper on the ground.
Oh, okay.
He's like, oh, shh. He's pointing at it. He's like, prosecution, I believe you...
dropped something out of your pocket when you were talking to me just a minute ago.
Defense says... objection, Your Honor. Clearly, there's collusion here between the judge and the prosecution. This is an unfair trial. I motion to dismiss this case as it's a conflict of interest, Your Honor, with you and the prosecution. This isn't fair.
The people say, objection. We must continue because people are dying. Remember, Your Honor, this is bad biowarfare news today.
The judge is like, he's right. They're right. I'm the judge here. Prosecution, repeat after me.
Okay.
I, the people, am innocent. They,
the
evil Dinosaur Corporation,
are guilty
because of the footage of evil dinosaurs that the judge will present later at a later date.
Evil dinosaurs, there's footage. The judge is going to present it.
Close enough. And I cannot show it right now in court because it has been ruled by secret dark web government people.
Yeah, what he said.
That That. It's evidence enough.
It's evidence enough, I promise.
And Evil Corporation is obviously an evil dinosaur corporation.
And Dinosaur Corporation is evil, and that's all you need. That's it.
So help me, Yay-Raw.
Help me, Yay-Raw. I plead my fifth case.
Innocent. You're guilty, bad guys. Go to hell.
They instantly get one of those trapdoor things straight into the underworld.
Yeah, trapdoor drops them into hell, into Hades.
They dug a 5-mile tunnel underneath the ground.
And then they shoot into it, and then they launch Molotovs into it, and then white phosphorus grenades.
They pour sarin gas and napalm down there just to finish it.
And then they have to escape because it's going to start smoking up to them.
Yeah, and they're going to smell the fumes.
Yeah. So they escape the courthouse just in time for a broken arrow strike on the courthouse itself to finish them off even more.
Yeah.
And the judge high-fives the people.
Because at the end of the day, the government has to have order. So if the people are safe, they were willing to get rid of their own kind.
Yeah.
Because they still have dinosaur research facilities anyways.
Justice is blind.
Justice is blindly served.
How much more order can you have? How much more level a playing field can it be when the playing field has been leveled?
That's right.
The end. Right?
Yeah, that's the end, but remember, you were supposed to defend them, and you turned into the judge that didn't defend them.
Yeah, it's so hard to be the bad guy.
That's okay. I know, that's why I'm glad I wasn't this time. Much easier.
Okay. Couldn't let him win. They were going to win. You were going to let him win. But in your defense, what's there to say, Your Honor? Look at him.
Who are you?
Wait, what?
Are you the government? Or are you the people? Who are you being?
I guess I'm the people from the
you?
Prosecution now?
Oh. Okay.
Good
Case closed.
Case
Everything's
closed.
leveled. Courthouse is leveled. Men in Black agents came down.
Neuralized what's left.
Everybody. Yeah. It's just a giant cleanup crew at that point.
The hazmat people come in, shoot everybody.
Yeah, double tap them all, flamethrower them.
Yeah.
They just nuked the city. Just say it was from another country. But they're not claiming terrorist activities because it's an accidental nuke launch.
Accidental nuke launch.
Accident.
Who can you blame?
You can't blame them.
Yeah.
So they go on to the news and say, you can't blame them.
The news
It's an accident.
The news nod.
Just nod.
Can't blame them. You heard it here first, folks.
And then it goes back to some sitcom show people were watching at home.
Boom, ba-doom, boom, boom. Boom, ba-dum, boom, boom.
Just eating their Pizza Hut.
Boy. TV's boring.
So that was Devil's Advocate.
Dun dun.
If viewers have any segments that you would like to hear or replace or switch, let us know.
Yeah.
We're just spitballing here.
We just do what we find fun.
Yeah, we just do.
We just do. But with that, all of our segments have been completed. Let's go into the wrapping up / palate cleanser time.
Whee!
Whee! Anything else you want to hate? Anything that annoys you? Hate hour.
Hate hour?
I know you're not filled with hatred. I know you bottle it up deep inside you.
It's boiling me down.
Boiling me down.
I would say the fact that you have to pay so much money for fireworks.
That is annoying.
Fireworks should be cheaper.
It's a scam.
It's annoying.
It is.
Because it's all a marketing ploy anyways. It's all marketed and flashy packaging and stuff, and they cost so much.
It's all supply and demand. They know there's
We're
demand.
America. We should have the cheapest fireworks, if anything. Maybe China.
We're all about violence and guns and explosions.
Have them expensive, but yeah, exactly. They should be cheaper.
And they only sell them around the time of year you need them because
Exactly.
they know if they sold them year round, the demand would be so low during like Christmas or
not Christmas,
because that's close to January 1st.
4th of July and people's birthdays. Exactly.
Halloween does.
Yeah.
You don't need fireworks on Halloween.
But they would. They would make Christmas fireworks, Halloween fireworks. I just feel like
big firework.
Really thinking about it, fireworks should be cheaper.
That's a good one.
Thanks, man.
I agree.
Thanks.
Mine is people who hot gloogies.
Oh.
Because I never have to do that unless I'm sick. Yeah. Yes. Do they know they don't have to do it?
You could tie that in with people chewing loudly.
I really hate that.
Obnoxiously loud, like slurping and eating like a dog.
Like dino pregnancy sounds.
Yeah, exactly. I'll put that up there with mine. I think I'll probably put that forever as mine.
Yeah, it's a forever for me.
I never knew how bad it was till I've heard somebody else do it. I do it occasionally by mistake, but I really try hard to eat with my mouth closed and slowly.
That's good, yeah.
But some people that I'm around every now and then, they eat like they're caged animals.
Yeah. It's to the point where I can't like do traditional Thanksgiving with the whole family at the table.
Oh Lord, everybody's slopping their chops.
Can't handle it, dude.
Just had to put headphones in.
Yeah. Now look
Excuse
at them.
me. Yeah. Yeah.
Put on a VR headset. Excuse me. I will enjoy this family dinner away
That'd
from
be good.
You. Yeah.
So I'm not sure how much you've seen with VR, probably a bunch. But one thing that people at work that have been telling me they've been doing is they'll sit wherever and they'll, in VR, put like a giant 40-inch screen or a theater screen in front of them. And virtually, it's like being at a theater. So you could essentially put in the middle of the dining table in VR a giant screen that blocks all of your family's faces.
A quintuple monitor setup.
Yeah, exactly. It would block everybody's faces. You look left and right. It would just be screen. And you could just sit there with your VR headset and watch movies. And so if you look down, you're eating your food, and if you look up, you see the screen. It would work.
You could have a fake family in front of you that eats politely with their mouths closed.
You could probably do something with that and make them all have masks somehow, or maybe it face tracks.
They're all dead, being burned alive.
Sure, you can do so much that's not already a finished product, like in an app form. You could probably hack it somehow, I'm sure.
Yeah.
People probably hack VR all the time. Maybe not, but I'm sure there's an app for that, as they say.
Cool, man.
Okay, yeah. Cool, man.
Cool, man. Brandmon. All right. So, last thing. What else have you been watching, reading, or playing since last episode? No judgment allowed. So, judgment-free zone. I guess I'll say...
You go first.
Yeah. So, some of this we watched together. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. It's the best movie ever made.
Oh, yeah.
Watched it with you and Amando. Big Trouble in Little China we watched.
Yeah.
Been watching Star Trek, Star People, actually.
Star Trek for the layperson.
For the layperson. Yeah, you're right. Empyrean, we played a bit of.
Yeah.
Game.
Galactic survival game.
Yes. Into the Gungeon. We tried Gauntlet Slayer Edition. Almost beat Children of Morta. We watched Get Out.
By Jordan Peele.
By Jordan Peele for the first time I watched it. And started One Punch Man Season 2 and Castlevania Season 3.
Yeah. I recently started Naruto, and I randomly watched a few movies, but one I can remember recently was Last Voyage of the Demeter, I think it's called. Demeter.
It's
basically vampires on a boat movie.
Demeter.
Yeah.
For what it was,
transporting.
I could probably recommend it, but overall, I wouldn't.
Bad movie.
It's mediocre.
Boring.
Kind of boring. Very slow pace. The ending definitely set it up for a second one, so I'm not sure if there's a second one. If there's not, they shouldn't have did the ending how they did, because I didn't even expect a second ending or a second...
Well, if you had a sequel, you couldn't call it Last Voyage of the Demeter, could you?
That's what I'm saying. That's why the very end of the movie, no spoiling, set it up for a second one.
That's dumb. Well...
Other than that, though, it really hasn't been much. I've been really focusing on, trying to do more creative stuff, as you have been too. Getting caught up on editing, backlog of IWHI episodes, and just bought WYSIWYG Web Builder. What you see is what you get.
Yes, it's very good.
Got a good Black Friday deal. It was the newest version, 19 for $46. So yeah, I'm going to get my website up there. Alex's website's already up and running. We got the IWHI Facebook. We got Discord. It's all there. If you go to areazone.org,
yes,
it's all there.
Yeah, dude. I guess I should mention that I just graduated with a Master's of Fine Arts degree.
Woo!
I forgot about it. So that's neat.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Appreciate.
Respect.
Anything else?
Only thing I can think of is we just had to figure out our next episode. So listeners, if there are any out there, please send your damn suggestions, because we have not gotten any from anyone.
And think of it like this. How many other podcasts do you know where you basically have 100% chance of getting an episode in?
You can shape the future. If you just suggest it, it'll happen.
Yes, seriously.
Or it'll be heavily considered.
Yes, seriously.
Because we have none at this point.
Yes.
We take all our suggestions of movies from ourselves and basically anybody we come in contact with.
And we have done episodes based on recommendations of people in real life. Like, you had a coworker who suggested Blood Freak and Soldier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So get in, folks. Get in.
Get in while you can, folks. The pot's cooking.
The pot's cooking, folks.
Get in early on this investment of no payment.
Pot's cooking. You want some of these dino chicken eggs.
They're good. And when you eat them, they pop with
green gas.
Gack slime.
It's disgusting. You'll get a dino fever. Wait, you don't want that. We're not going to cook that.
That's I was about to say, it's better than nothing.
We'll cook you some Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
You want Pop-Tarts, don't you?
Everybody loves Pop-Tarts. We'll even take the crust off the Pop-Tarts.
Or just some coffee. Whatever you want, folks.
Yeah.
Get in.
The water's warm.
Get in the car.
Get in.
We're driving into the water.
We're going to black bag you and make you do it out of your will.
We're going to send in the hazmat team to shoot you and flamethrower you. Just listen and give us suggestions.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Come on.
We love you.
On a side note, we're almost to episode 20.
Ooh.
3 more.
Well,
2 more.
Special.
18, 19, and then 20.
Yeah.
This is 17. Who would have thought from day one we'd be at episode 17?
Yeah, who'd have thought we would have made it to episode 2?
Yeah, exactly. Episode 2, episode 3, and now all the way here.
Yes.
But we're going to keep them pumping. Pump
it up. We got big stuff coming, folks.
Yup. It'd be even better if you tell us.
I want to say thank you for listening. And the outro music is going to kick in any moment now. So what do you want to do last thing before the episode ends? You animal.
You animal.
You animal.
You animal.
You animal. You animal.
You animal.
You animal.
You animal.
You animal. Rawr.
See ya. Satisfied. Oh.
I know you're here. Come on out! I'm waiting for you right here. Come on. Got nothing to lose.